properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
It's time. It is that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. On a Thursday, Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. as always. Thanks, man.
Fast.
This is a very classic.
This
version.
is like a preschool version.
Yeah.
It was this or Minions singing Happy Birthday?
Those were the only two?
Yeah, I feel like there was more.
Thank you, Nate.
Wow.
I appreciate it. You know, it is.
Oh, there's more.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's our new intro song.
Yeah. It's somebody's birthday every day.
That's right.
Uh-huh. A couple years ago, I went to Reno for my birthday because it always falls in between, or it falls within March Madness. Great time.
Ooh, that would be solid.
It was a
actually.
lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Have all the TVs up.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
That's the biggest problem with today is like you kind of have to pick one or two and flip around. But if you can have all, what is it, like 6 at once? That's how you know you're living right.
It was a great time, and it was a great time in the 666 last night with the Kings, who finally, it feels like it's the first time. I don't know that it's the first time, but it finally was a situation where the Kings did simply what they were supposed to do.
What a concept.
Beat the brakes off a team that they were clearly better than, even if they had their guys.
Yeah.
They're missing 4 starters, and they played as if the team was missing 4 starters, winning 123-89. I don't even know if did the starters even play in the fourth, maybe barely. So. And you had De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis not even play 30 minutes. Okay, you still have to play against the Wizards tonight. But very simply put, shows like today, there's not much to break down because they just took care of business.
That's right. I mean, we can go down the list and talk about how everybody contributed, but for the most part, the Kings took care of business and really it was as close to a coast-to-coast win as you can get. There was a brief, I think like minute and a half long period in which the Raptors were up 1. Kings didn't stress at all. You had a huge Malik Monk dunk during the game.
Yep, he still finds a way.
Still finds a way to get on the highlight reel, even in limited minutes. You had Keon Ellis doing exactly what he's done this entire stretch here. You had De'Aaron Fox have, I don't know if you'd call it a bounce back game, but just a game in which it felt like, hey, man, you were the best player on the floor. It shouldn't be hard for you tonight. He had 20. Sabonis did his thizzle. Triple-double, no problem. It was really, that's mission accomplished right there. That is taking care of business. And, tonight you have another opportunity, or not even tonight, today, in what are we at, 8 hours here, 6 hours here, take care of business and just do exactly what you did yesterday. And we'll just keep on moving. And then it's a real test in Orlando.
Sabonis, and we'll get to prop talk, obviously, later in the show. Sabonis, a triple-double in under 30 minutes.
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Nuts.
And I don't want to jinx it because I'm not going to say we're responsible, Chris, because there's no broadcast jinx if the game isn't going on. But we did talk about Keegan and his streak, and then that night, Keegan missed a free throw.
The free throw streak.
So,
right.
and there's no real streak with Sabonis. He's just been shooting really well from the line. So we're not going to talk about how well he's been shooting from the line. But if we were going to talk about how well he's shooting from the line, he is shooting well from the line. 5 for 6 last night. And again, doing his thing in under 30 minutes. Everybody contributed. Harrison Barnes, 16 points.
Nice.
Keegan Murray, 10 points. We will get to Keegan because there is a donut that he put up.
Yeah.
And hopefully he finds a donut hole and he fills the donut situation in tonight's game against the Wizards. De'Aaron Fox, 20 points in 28 minutes, 3 for 7 from three-point range. And Keon Ellis, Ellis Island, 6 points, 2 for 5 from 3-point range, 2 for 6 in total. 4 steals. How is he putting up steal numbers like players put up assist numbers? It's insane.
Because he's that good, man. Because he's really that good. It's nuts.
It is insane.
Get him in all different ways.
We have numbers breaking down all things Keon, but let's get to Frank's Facts.
Yes, let's do it. Frankie Cardicelli wrote another wonderful recap on SactownSports.com. You can check him out after every single game over there at SactownSports.com. Here are some Frankie Cardicelli facts. The Kings secured 40 wins in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 2005-2006. Do you hear that, everybody out there who says, get Mike Brown out of town? The Kings secure 40 victories in back-to-back seasons for the first time since George Bush was in office. So it has been a very, very long time since this season not only has had one season of success, but has then parlayed that into another season of being just as successful. So, this is, again, one of those situations where we can kind of get lost in the day-to-day of the season, but pulling back a bit and seeing that, hey, man, these guys really are building towards something. This is legitimate. This year was about establishing the foundation, or making sure that your foundation was as solid as what it appeared to be last year. I think we can confidently say this Kings team, if you have De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis as your 2 best players, you're going to be a 40-win team, which is not something that this franchise has been able to say. In this, and you obviously can't play the game of what if you were in the East, but again, this is in about as tough as a conference as we've seen in NBA history, and for the Kings to be competing at the level they are, I think is a major, major plus. Another Frankie fact here, Toronto's 89-point outing was the least amount of points that the Sacramento Kings have allowed in a game this season, surpassing the 92 points that they allowed to the Memphis Grizzlies. That was on New Year's Eve, if we remember. That was what we had previously said was the best performance of the Kings all season long. De'Aaron Fox extended his steal streak, something nobody's talking about, to 14 consecutive games, the longest active steal streak in the NBA. So definitely something to monitor, as, Keon's racking up 4 or 5 steals.
Right.
De'Aaron's just making sure, hey, every night I'm putting that pressure on too. Sacramento scored 33 points off of Toronto's 22 turnovers. That's exactly what you're supposed to do against a bad team. If you're going to give up the ball 22 times, you have to make them pay. And the Kings definitely did that. The Kings held their opponents to 112 points or less in their 5th straight game last night. That is a sign that this team has turned a corner defensively. Those are games against the Bucks, the Lakers. We got that Knicks game in there. And, of course, you have last night as well. Only 3 players in NBA history have racked up 63-plus double-doubles and 23-plus triple-doubles in the same season. Oscar Robertson did it twice in 61-62, and then again in 63-64. Wilt Chamberlain did it in 67-68. And the third person in NBA history to have 63 double-doubles and 23 triple-doubles at least in a season, Domantas Sabonis last night. So joining an incredibly, I don't even know what word to use for them, just a legendary group there of Oscar Robertson and Wilt for most double-doubles and triple-doubles in a season. And the last nugget here, 5 players last night finished in double figures for Sacramento, including, as you just mentioned, Harrison Barnes, who has had 10-plus points in 5 straight contests, which is pretty much exactly what we have asked of Harrison Barnes to be all season long. Look, we know that this guy, he can be a bit inconsistent, and that's kind of part of his game. But we're just asking, I think a big thing that people have asked for is just some consistency. Just no one's asking for the world. No one's saying be a 20-plus point per game scorer every night, but just be there. Be consistent. Get 10, get 12, get 15 points on a given night, and the Kings should have enough talent to kind of fill out the edges. Harrison Barnes, 5 straight games of 10-plus. You love to see it at this point in the season, and you love to see those defensive numbers too.
And those were Frank's facts.
That's right.
And they are some great facts there. the one that sticks out to me the most, besides the De'Aaron Steele one that kind of snuck up on me, but Domantas Sabonis, ever since you said what you said a couple days ago about if Anthony Davis was doing this, the type of coverage that he'd be getting, we can't live in that reality. It's just going to make us upset. But it is ridiculous what Domantas Sabonis is doing. And it's just become ho-hum. Every time he does it, we just know that it's happening. I think we're appreciating it, but I think it's impossible to fully appreciate it until the season's over.
Exactly.
Right. And you see other seasons and you see the just how everything is laid out once this season is done. But we're doing our best to enjoy it and appreciate it as it's happening. You also could enjoy and appreciate Hannibal Buress with your chance to win tickets thanks to Live Nation, who has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see him at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento tomorrow. So if you don't have any plans, tomorrow you could have some, all right, and see Hannibal Buress. That's 916-339-1140. That's at 12 p.m. So 12 p.m. you will have an opportunity to win tickets to see comedian Hannibal Buress. And when we return, is the Kings defense here to stay, or are they just on a hot streak? Can you have a hot streak on defense? We'll talk about it. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Nature Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
People can react differently as we are about to get into the defense that the Kings are playing. But someone's going to have to go on the defensive because I got something to say. You know, it's the little things in life, all right? You wake up, you look forward to some things. The older you get, you expect less, but they're just small things, right? And the whole time I've been here, every day I wake up, okay, and it's somebody's birthday, we get a birthday email that goes out to the company. It goes out to the whole company, okay? It's 10:15, and I'm checking. I walked downstairs around the sales team. I walked upstairs. People are smiling at me, being very friendly, but I'm wondering, oh, wow, did nobody check their email yet? And I look in the email, and there's no birthday email. Where is the birthday email?
It's a little narcissistic.
This is a wild.
I've been waiting.
You know what? Go ahead, Dave.
Sorry, do you want to call the front desk right now? We can ask. We can do it on the air.
Where is my birthday email?
You know what?
I don't ask for
Why
much.
do you want it? No one's just.
So people can know. It's my birthday. Tell me happy birthday.
Hey, we're on the radio for people to I think you got text.
I'm talking about our teammates here at the office.
Does anyone work anymore?
Does anybody
Does
work
anybody
anymore?
work anymore? Can I just, since we love stats on this show,
Oh, yeah.
I would
How
love
many
to.
emails have been sent?
I'm
for
going to
birthdays
read
this
out
year?
the times sent
Oh,
of
please,
the emails.
please do this.
Just
That's
so-
great. Yeah.
Maybe I'm too early.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We have one here that happened on the 20th. That was on of last month, February 20th. That was sent at 8:30. We had one February 27th. That was sent at 8:30. We had one
Bro.
on March
Sounds automated
11th.
to
That
me.
was sent at 8:30. We
Really?
have one at the 13th. That was sent out at 8:30.
Is it the daylight savings time? Are we behind?
If it helps, there was one sent the other day on the 15th, last Friday, 12:16 p.m.
That's Friday though, dude.
That's
Everyone's in
Friday.
chill mode.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Maybe
just
I
trying to
jumped the
help.
gun.
I'm just-
Maybe
Dude.
I jumped the gun.
You know,
I was just
people
so
have better
excited.
stuff to do, man.
You know, some people did say happy birthday to me in the office, but I was waiting for it. I'm sorry.
Should I
I'm
call
that guy.
honestly? Should I call the front desk and ask
No.
when it's
Maybe
coming
I
out?
should've
You
waited.
honestly shouldn't.
Maybe I should have waited.
It's
Maybe
coming.
I should have waited.
Is this
It's coming, Alan.
Yeah, Simone. So Simone has some history
I
writing
do.
these birthday.
I do.
She used to do
emails.
crazy ones.
Simone used to write the best birthday emails
I'm just
of
saying.
all time. Simone, like,
First of all,
first off, they have stuff to do, correct?
yeah, we got stuff to do.
That sound
I
automated
bet
to me.
I bet she was sending the 8:30 ones. I bet those were scheduled emails. So you're probably going to
You're
get a
new in the
really
system.
personalized
In the
one
system.
that is going to go out at 12 if
Yeah.
she's not already hearing this whole conversation.
I know. I thought the same thing.
I look
Shout out.
like hey,
Hey,
everybody,
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey, hey.
you know, I just this is like I said. I wake up. My wife got me a Cinnabon. I enjoy my Cinnabon. I enjoy my
That's
coffee.
not enough.
And I'm sitting here refreshing.
Dude, at 6:45, you're refreshing.
Psycho behavior.
It started at that point. Then I go to leave. I park my car. I refresh. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi.
Such an Aries.
Wow.
This
Maybe I'm
is
stuck.
Unhinged.
Maybe I'm stuck between the Wi-Fi and the non-Wi-Fi.
No.
Yeah, no, because the little peek back the curtains again. We're peeling them back even farther.
Why
The
not?
internet here isn't great.
Okay, well, Nate said that. Nate said that, not me.
It's
But
the
you know
Wi-Fi.
what was great last night?
That was not cool with you calling out people who work here, Nate. That's not cool
I
of you.
didn't call out
That's not
anybody.
okay.
I don't know how these
I
emails.
wasn't gonna call out on
That's
anyone who
not
works
okay.
here.
I don't know who sends these emails.
That doesn't mean
That's even more insensitive,
know.
Alan.
Hey,
This is crazy.
This is a wild segment.
this is a wild
Do you
segment.
want me to play the Minions Happy Birthday for
No.
you? Will that cheer you up?
No.
No. The Sac Chat has my back, I guess, in some form or capacity. 916-339-1140. Am I out of pocket? No, that's not the question, but you can
No.
answer it either way. You know what was?
Oh my gosh, this is not a joke.
What?
This is not a joke.
It just-
Just got sent. I'm
Refreshing.
so sorry. I apologize for Alan.
That's all I wanted.
Oh my god.
Did she
That's all
say
I
something?
No, it's a very happy birthday. This guy is crazy, man.
That
That's
is
all
true.
I
Oh
wanted.
my
Now we can
this
start
dude
the
shows
show.
up. He shows up to the station and he just takes it over. I love it.
No,
This is gross.
that's all I wanted. Now we can start the show. All right.
You better thank her.
I know.
I will. Angelica, thank you.
He's gonna say like, "Hello, happy birthday!" Like, where's it at?
Little tardy.
Look,
Crazy.
I just asked a question.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
I did was
That's
ask
all
a
you
question
do. That's all you do is
on
just ask
my
questions.
birthday.
Yeah.
And we have one question to ask as we get back into Kings talk. And now I feel like I gotta walk some things back during the break here.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you're
It's
fine.
all
You're fine.
funny.
You're good, man.
Nate,
Nate, well, if Nate telling me I'm good now, I feel much better.
Yeah,
Nate
yeah.
just responded to the entire company "Happy Birthday" style. So.
I haven't gotten to wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday, big dog.
Thank
Do it in the
you.
email. Do
This
it in
is
the
a
email.
waste of
Well,
a segment.
No,
He
that's
needs to have the
Complete
most.
waste of a
So
segment.
another curtain back. Only like one or two people usually respond to these.
and I was
So
very excited for that.
it would be very funny if like 10 of us said happy birthday, Alex.
I'm afraid now to
Yeah.
leave after the show.
Yeah.
You should be.
I think you're gonna get a special Simone birthday. I'm gonna do it like how I used to do it back in the day, which I know Watkins and Nate know about. But I'm gonna reply all.
I think Nate's already done some work for you on the image.
I'm very.
Oh yeah, I do have some images.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Oh, thank you.
Now
no, you don't know what embarrassment
I gotta
is.
sneak out of
You
here.
don't know what embarrassment is.
I gotta sneak out of here.
You peeked in the door. We're about to kick it in.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Look, it was just a conversation.
You brought it up. Came in hot. Waking up at 6:45, eating Cinnabon. Refreshing. That's psycho.
Top Allen Stiles segments from the duration of Sactown Sports. Beam conversation and birthday email.
This has been the best week of the show.
By far.
This week has been nuts.
Yeah. This is unreal.
The brand has never been stronger.
This is unreal.
Honestly.
Thank
Fastest
you to Amid
growing.
Rock
growing.
on the text line 916, and thank you.
The emails are flooding in.
Oh my God! Yeah, my
On
pocket is.
530, do you even work for the company? If you don't get the work email, happy birthday from Thomas.
I mean,
in Sactown.
yeah, but like
Thank
you also
Thomas,
give people
530.
like some time to like get their work done, and then
Chris.
Alan.
That time slot 10:17 was an aberration. We can admit that.
This is crazy.
it was. No, you're right. It
ones.
wasn't. It was, and you forced it to be earlier.
People are listening because the emails are coming in. Like we're getting emails from people.
Now
who
I
work
can't
here.
leave the office. I have to go through the
people
back.
are gonna come up here and harass you in the breaks, and I'm all for it.
I'm ducking.
No,
I'm ducking
come
and
in here.
dodging.
No, you love leaving during the breaks.
Well, I'm not gonna have enough time
That's
to
true,
go
never
anywhere
do.
all day. I'm not
Anyways,
leaving this room.
We got
until I
a minute.
sneak out of
We
here.
got 1 minute.
Should
Well,
we even try? No, that's not.
That's it.
I just want to say thank you to everybody, and
Happy
we can start
birthday.
the show now.
You know what?
I don't know if this Aries behavior.
Yeah, while
Go
we're
ahead,
talking
Chris.
about random stuff here, we might as well talk about this. I was doing the post game yesterday, and something got brought to my attention. The beam did not turn on like in an efficient manner.
Oh, that's what somebody said. Yeah,
it was like. I was probably 35 to 40 minutes into the post game. I look outside and there was no beam. And I don't know what that's. I don't know if it's just like a daytime thing or what that was about, but thought that was strange and probably about a minute worth of time. So I figured I'd bring it up.
Wow, no beam. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah,
Stiles Watkins. Sactown
Next
Sports.
segment.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by RC Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A pretty nice spring-like day for this Thursday expected. Highs will peak in the lower 70s and expect overnight lows in the 40s. We'll have increasing clouds on Friday and rain moving in by Friday afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
RC Willey has everything for your home, including furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. Save now during their coupon event with over $5,000 in coupon savings. RC Willey, located in Rockland and Delta Shores. RC Willey, your home, your way.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found ya.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to mark your calendars because here is your live events calendar. It's time to amp up your entertainment game. First, catch the comedic brilliance of Hassan Minhaj at the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center, March 29th. It'll be an evening filled with laughter that you don't want to miss. But hold on, it gets even better. On March 30th, Thunder Valley presents an unforgettable night with the Jacksons and Sister Sledge. Dance the night away to their legendary hits. And that's not all. You don't want to miss NF's electrifying performance at the Golden One Center, presented by Live Nation on June 8th. You'll be blown away by his raw talent and magnetic stage presence. And speaking of legendary performances, mark your calendars for June 11th, because Live Nation is bringing Janet Jackson to the Golden One Center. A night packed with iconic hits and mesmerizing choreography that will leave you speechless. And then, June 15th, Ronnie Cheng brings his hilarious show to the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center. It's an evening of hilarious comedy and unforgettable moments. Visit livenation.com or Ticketmaster to grab your tickets. And that's your live events calendar. We're your ultimate destination for the hottest live events in town.
Hi, everyone. It's Emran Pilati, the host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140, Saturdays at 10 a.m. I'm excited about our second location at the Roseville Galleria as True Sports Cards continues our expansion. And to celebrate this day, we're excited to announce that Kevin Huerter from the Sacramento Kings will be signing autographs on March 30th at 3 p.m. You can get your tickets for this event right now by going to TrueSportsCards.com, searching Kevin Huerter in the search bar, and buying your ticket. Limited tickets are available, so please go to the website, TrueSportsCards.com, and get your Kevin Huerter tickets right now.
Right now, while you're sitting on the couch or just driving around, your friends are at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. The vibe is perfect, whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie. Play a variety of fun games, play Pebble Beach, or compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. Check the summer-long free concert schedule. Be a part of the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, open until midnight.
Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
Wow, I've actually never heard that song before. So weird. Yeah. Nate just found that song. Thank you, Nate. That is outstanding.
I think I just found a new drop, honestly.
That's definitely a good drop every time I have a good take. So it'll probably be pretty seldom as we get back on track here.
I don't know if we can.
Nate doesn't want to get back. He never wants to get back on track.
I'm sorry.
But we are going to do it. We are going to power through. Had some good fun in the last segment. And now it is time to get into the Kings defense and whether or not it is here to stay. Chris, you have some crazy numbers from pre and post All-Star break for what they have been doing.
Yes. First off, before I get into this, I would like to say that deflections on the NBA website are driving me absolutely insane. I keep trying to look them up. It's clearly not been they haven't quite figured out how to track deflections on NBA.com. That's the end of my rant. The Kings pre-All-Star break, 13.8 deflections per game. That was good for 18th in the NBA. Deflections are important because Mike Brown essentially says they are. They actually are important, but that's the defensive number that Mike Brown will just throw out there.
Active hands
all the time. And yes, it represents active hands. It's a little bit more all-encompassing than steals because, steals is kind of like an interception and deflections is more like a tip pass. It all equals the same thing, and that's that the other team is thrown off. So pre-All-Star break, 13.8, 18th in the NBA. Post-All-Star break, which has been just honestly the best stretch of defense that the Kings have played all year, is also reflected in the deflection numbers. 17.1 deflections per game. That's good, ladies and gentlemen, for number one in the NBA in deflections. And you have to know that Mike Brown is thrilled by that number. And if anything, that's the biggest confirmation, I think, for me, but definitely for this coaching staff. I think this defense is legit. I think right now we'll see what happens when they play the Celtics. We'll see what happens when they play OKC and Phoenix and the Pelicans and all that stuff. But at the very least, we can say that they've turned a corner on defense. Now, are they truly the number one? Or if you look at their defensive rating, I think they're top 5 right now in March or since All-Star break. They're up there. I don't know if we'll see that consistently, but I think the bigger point is, and I think it shows now in the total season defensive rating, the Kings are on the other half of being an average defense. They are I would say at worst right now, they are an average defense in the NBA. And, for a lot of people or for a lot of teams, a lot of clubs out there, that might sound like a weird flex, but for this team, that's one of the biggest flexes they could have is just being average, if not just barely above average on defense. That is huge for these guys, and they are finally literally at 15th in defensive rating on the season.
Yeah, I want to feel good about it, and I don't know if part of this is also some of the lineups. I think they trotted out a lineup yesterday that was De'Aaron, Davion, Duarte, Sabonis, and maybe it was Keegan, something like that, and they couldn't buy a rebound. I mean, that was that one possession where the Raptors literally got 3 offensive rebounds and then eventually made a basket.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a defensive thing or maybe a bad luck thing or a size thing, but the Raptors are also pretty bad. And I did see a decent amount of open shots last night that against the Celtics and against some of these teams, and if we're going to focus on the Western Conference, they're not missing all of those.
Yeah,
they're not missing all those shots. Now, is that something that we feel is going to translate? We have no clue. We're going to see them face some better teams. Well, first of all, let's see if it translates against the Wizards,
right?
And then we'll see against the Magic. Then you get back to the West Coast. But yeah, that was the thing that I saw that kind of worried me.
Yeah,
without Trey Lyles and some of that size from Trey Lyles, and dare I say Kevin Huerter, who I know we joked a lot about it, does grab those rebounds. That worried me. But I guess the rebounds and the rotations, I guess it wasn't so much the rotations being off as much as it was, to me, some of the rebounding opportunities where weirdly the Kings looked undersized, which you just typically don't feel like they do.
No, I mean, I think that's a great point about Trey. Like, I think that's exactly what it is that's the exact effect of Trey Lyles not being out there, because I didn't even think about that, but Trey's definitely normally the person that would be in that rotation, and without him, I mean, Trey's a great rebounder. You don't have to tell him to rebound. I think Keegan is still at the point in his career where he's a bit more like HB or Kevin, where he'll get, if you don't mention to him like, hey, we're really trying to focus on rebounds, it feels like Keegan's going to get like 4, maybe 5 rebounds. But we saw the other night he got 11. And so I think that's going to be, again, a big adjustment period for Keegan and these guys figuring out how to play without Trey and without Kevin, is figuring out, hey, Domantas Sabonis quite literally cannot be the only person grabbing rebounds. Like, it's great that he leads the NBA in rebounds, but even then he can only grab about 14 a game. Somebody else is going to, like, as a team, you're going to have to collect another 35, 40 rebounds. And that's got to be, you just have to take initiative there. I think Keon definitely does a great job of it. We saw Chris Duarte get a couple offensive rebounds yesterday that just kind of fell into his lap. But yeah, I think that's a great point that without Trey, we might be a worse rebounding team. And Alan, I cannot go through a playoff series again where the Kings get killed on the offensive glass. My heart is not strong enough for it.
And there's some teams that would annoy you on the glass. You got the Goberts of the world and guys like that are going to make it tough for you. And it's just the length of not just the centers, it's the other parts, right? And if you are smaller now without a Kevin Huerter, and you have Keon, who, I know Keon has similar length, but Keon is on the perimeter more with these guards. He's not really going to be able to help the same way defensively as far as the rebounds. That's something that we'll see what happens tonight against the Wizards. And then again, when you play the Magic and a bigger team, a physical team with Banchero and Wagner and Wagner's brother and guys like that. So, that was the one thing for me that made me go, I don't know how much the Kings are going to be able to rebound, or was it just some bad breaks?
Yeah, no, totally. And who knows? We'll see if Mr. Vezenkov plays today. Maybe he can, impact the rebounding. We'll talk a little bit more about him later, but there was definitely a clear weak spot for those moments because it was bad. It was like 3 offensive rebounds in a row. And then on the 4th attempt, they got a floater from Nate's guy, Freedom, whatever.
Yeah.
It was a really scary possession. And again, Freedom Liberty. Thank you. Wow. What a last name. That's going to be something that this team has to tighten up. And it was a problem last year too. And, again, that's something that killed them in the playoffs last year. And really rebounding is a pretty simple thing to fix. It is just a mentality thing. And it's going to be, like I said earlier, it's going to be big on Keegan and HB to really fill those holes because they don't have size. And if Keegan and HB are going to be playing 35 minutes a night, they're going to have to be getting 8+ rebounds a game.
Yeah, I'm looking here, and if you do check out the box score, maybe that was just a rough possession because they did out rebound the Raptors 53-31. The Raptors had 11 offensive rebounds. The Kings had 18. So maybe it was just a stretch that just didn't look great. They had 35 defensive rebounds. The Raptors had 20.
Yeah.
So,
but to your point, it was in a smaller lineup too. I mean, that's maybe just a learning period of, don't know if we can run that lineup out anymore.
That one is
just too dangerous.
Not it. And besides that, I think the rotations look crisp. The contests that we have talked about, it all started, in my opinion, with Keon and Keon trying to literally look like he was trying to dunk the way he was contesting and jumping at guys to make sure they didn't get a clean look. And it feels like Malik, being the competitor that he is, literally Malik saw Keon doing that and said, I want to get higher on my contests. And it feels like that kind of started it. The rotations have been crisp. Everybody has been really on their P's and Q's. And I don't know how much credit we should give to Keon. I think he gets a decent amount, but maybe he was just the missing piece. And now we have a bunch of people not complaining, but saying, imagine if we had Keon doing this all season.
Right.
I don't know if you can look at it like that. It's easy to say now, but Keon did get some opportunities early in the season, and it did look good, but there are other guys that you wanted to give opportunities to. Offensively, I don't think he was as confident. Keon looks extremely confident right now playing shooting the basketball. So I think it's easy to say that now, but defensively, they are just all on one accord.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I want to get your thoughts on this. I don't think we ended up pulling the audio, but Keon talked yesterday, and they just asked him, we've talked about how before Keon used to be an offensive guy, and then at Alabama is really when he switched to the defensive end. Keon yesterday said something that had me feeling I honestly don't know how I feel because it's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. When asked about like how he's so good at anticipating what's happening on the defensive end, he pretty much said, well, I think of it like an offensive player. And I just think, well, what would I try and do in this moment? And then I anticipate it. And then I'm usually right most of the time, which just is like, I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan or whatever, but that's like one of those things that, one of the greats would say. And it's just, I don't know. I heard it and I was just like, if he's really using his offensive mind on defense and that's what's making his defense so good, are we underselling maybe what he is on the offensive end? Maybe that's a case too, where he just hasn't really gotten an opportunity to fully show everything he's gotten. Like you said, he looks incredibly confident on the offensive end. I can't imagine that's just because he's shooting well. I would imagine it's because he's like, I do this. And if this is just one thing you're asking me to do, that's light.
He had a play last night, as we discussed, him getting to the cup and not just shooting on the perimeter. He gave the pump fake on the baseline and then got to the key, and Sabonis was cutting and he handed him off. And that was a very pretty play. Yeah. And that was something that I don't think that we expected to see. We've seen some of it, but he just hasn't been getting that deep. Maybe that's because the Toronto Raptors are bad, but it's still adding to his confidence. When we return, continuing the conversation on Keon, also going to get to some of this Ohtani madness. Also, 11 o'clock, we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about Anthony Slater's piece on Malik Monk. Well, you know what? I know a guy. And Anthony Slater, exclusive interview at 11 o'clock, talking about his piece in The Athletic about one Malik Monk, the most exciting player on the Kings. We will get Anthony's thoughts on how he felt during the interview and deep down what his guesses will happen at the end of the season. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text HATCH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 42424. That's HATCH to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Paid for by government.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-473-3993. And you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-473-3993. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-473-3993 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-473-3993.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Anthony Slater, my guy. He was on the show 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. When you
2
were
weeks ago when I was out, so I said, Anthony, you got to run it back with me in the building.
Do we think Slater knows it's your birthday?
I think we're friends. Well, it hasn't dropped on Instagram yet.
Are you going to be mad if he doesn't?
No.
Okay.
No. If we're not friends on Facebook, I don't expect you.
That makes sense.
That's why Facebook still exists, I think, for most people.
Legitimately.
I don't get mad at anybody who doesn't have a Facebook and wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know theirs either.
Yeah.
My really close
know
friends
anybody's
I have
birthday,
in my calendar.
Yeah. I know my parents' birthdays. I know my sister's birthdays. I know my girlfriend's birthday. I know mine, obviously, and that's about it. By heart, like 100 with 100% confidence.
Right.
That's my list. I have some friends that I
laser
think I
beam
can ballpark.
pointed at the earth. How many do you know?
That's it. That's my list.
Yeah. 831 Keon from the 831 on the text line, Folsom Lake Honda hotline. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, 916-339-1140. Keon is starting to look like the perfect storm for this team. The opportunities weren't given early because of other veteran pieces who deserve the chance over him. Within that time, Keon has continued to develop, which has allowed him to be where he is today. Good shout out to the 831. Let's go to Bill, who's been waiting during the break. What's up, Bill? You're on Stiles Watkins. What you got for us?
Well, first of all, I want to give you my credentials. I've had my season tickets for 39 years. And I went last April in the first playoff game in 16 years. I was the fan captain, so I got to be down on center court and shake hands with Keegan, and I went to school, same school.
That's
about
awesome.
50 years before he did. Okay, but here's the point I want to make. When you were talking about the 3 rebounds in a row that the Kings didn't get, did you see where the rebound was? It was out by the free throw line.
Yes.
We had 3 guys under the basket for what would be called maybe a normal rebound,
right.
And the ball was ricocheting out. Yeah, and I would say the problem was that our guards were taken off to release, assuming that the rebound would come under the basket, and the long rebounds went back to the opposing team, and that's where the problem was. It wasn't that we didn't have somebody under the basket. It was that they shot so poorly,
right?
That the ball ricocheted, and so. I mean, I know the Kings always need, more rebounding. Yeah, I mean, that's a given for probably most every team in the league that would like to have more rebounding. But I'm really enjoying this iteration of the Kings with Keon in it. I mean, it's the best defense they've played all year and in years. Yeah, and somebody that gets, his size that gets 5 blocks in a game. I mean, you just don't hear of that anymore. And the 17 deflections and all of that. I mean, that's just taken us to a different level. But I think the schedule is not very kind to us right now, having to play 5 games in 7 days, 2 sets of back-to-backs. So we get home, get a day off, and get to play the 76ers and the Mavericks back-to-back.
Yeah, no, thanks for the call, Bill. It was an interesting situation because
I'm looking at it right now.
It was the middle of the key,
Yeah.
right? It was basically the free throw line. I guess you could say fine bodies, right? And I don't want to focus too much on just one play. But who is on the court right now?
It's Davion, Duarte, Malik, Fox, and Sabonis.
Yeah,
so it is 4 guard.
that
We
is
talk a lot about the 3 guard lineup.
Yeah.
That is a 4 guard lineup.
Yeah, that is not it.
Yeah, you can't do that. And I think the big problem there too is it essentially a big reason why they got the rebounds too is because you have Malik Monk here boxing out Jonte Porter, and you have Sabonis switched onto a guard. And so, that's going to leave again, Sabonis can't be the only person rebounding. So yes, though they were some long rebounds off some long shots, you still got to have other people crash. And that's really the problem. There are a good amount, De'Aaron and Malik are standing underneath the rim, but you've got Davion and Duarte who actually didn't run back. They just didn't really crash. So it's really just more so, especially if you're going to have a 4 guard lineup out there, it's got to be all hands on deck on the rebounding front.
Yeah. And look, sometimes we ignore this stuff, but other times we just don't feel like it. This is from Torrance York on the Sac Chat. Where do they get you guys? You look for negative on the Kings more than you talk about the positive. They don't have issues like rebounding, like that position very often at all. Gosh, what the heck? Torrance, our job is to watch the game. Torrance, would you like us to say the Kings beat the brakes off the Raptors? Goodbye.
I mentioned the deflection numbers.
So I really don't know.
We gave a lot of good Frank facts.
I really don't know. Sometimes I think you just hear what you want to hear. I don't understand how anybody can say when we come in playing music, thinking of new songs from Malik Monk every single day. I don't understand how anybody in their right mind could sit there and say that we're more negative than positive.
Sorry.
Okay? It's insane. It's insane.
Well, we're just not positive about everything. We're not just only talking about all of the positive stuff.
They didn't. Nobody even played more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The starters didn't play.
Yeah.
They did not play because they took care of business.
Yes.
We're talking about the play. Yeah. Do you what is the trophy that you want for beating the Raptors that were missing 4 starters? They have a game tonight. What if they get out-rebounded tonight? I just don't understand it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're talking, and we're not even saying they're a bad rebounding. We're just saying they have to adjust. Mm-hmm. We literally framed it in the point of Trey Lyles and Kevin Huerter out. Those are 2 guys who step up on the rebounding front. Yesterday, there was this big play that happened where they got 3 offensive rebounds. The Raptors got 3 up. It doesn't matter how it happened. They got 3 offensive rebounds in a possession. And we're saying, wow, that might be something that we need to monitor.
Yeah.
In those lineups where the Kings now are forced to play 4 guards, which is not something they've done all season long, they got out rebounded in that possession 3 times. We're just talking. We're just making note of that. But again, yeah, sure, we could talk about Domantas Sabonis' double-doubles, triple-doubles. Absolutely. It's also early in the show.
That was literally the first segment.
It was. It sure was.
We go through the whole game.
The entirety of it. Yep. Yeah. We can talk about some fourth quarter numbers. If we want to talk about how good Jalen Slauson looked, we can do that too, for sure.
I do not understand it.
Yeah.
I do not understand it. Like we said, this team is literally playing their best ball. Okay.
Yes.
We don't know where this season is going to end, but what we do know is that we can't throw a parade for beating the Raptors. We can say that they took care of business, which they did. The problem is this isn't football. You don't have a week to talk about that.
Yeah.
They have a game tonight. They have a game tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
Against another bad team.
And then on Saturday against a good team. And this is it for the bad teams, which is again why it's like, if these things are showing up against the bad teams, we have to be concerned about what's going to happen when things kind of ratchet up the intensity a bit.
I just don't understand.
Sorry.
Let's go to Steve, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Steve? What you got for us?
Hey, I want y'all to know I've been listening to radio a long time when Grant was doing radio. And you guys are not homers. You guys are perfect because you're honest. And we need honesty. So that's all I wanted to say.
Man, thanks for the call, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate
Thanks for the call. I mean, that's all I need.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about the whole, like, this team is not perfect. It's not. It's a fun team. It's been really frustrating this year. I think everybody's felt frustrations this year, but yeah, I mean, we're not gonna, just because you kill the Raptors also doesn't mean that there wasn't any negatives to talk about. Like, I mean, there's always things to get better at. Like, I don't know, we're going to point those things out. And if there's trends that we see, we're going to point them out. We're going to point them out positively or negatively. Again, we started that third segment. That second segment kind of went away, but we started that third segment talking about how the Kings have improved defensively with their deflections. We're going to talk about Keon Ellis here in a second. We're going to talk with Anthony Slater about Malik Monk and how he talked about, does he want to stay in Sacramento or not? Yeah. Like, we're going to go to the dark side of things. We're going to say, hey, Malik might leave, but we're also going to say, hey, Keon Ellis is playing some of the best defense that we have seen a King play. Period. Like, we're gonna cover it all and in between. So if you don't want to hear it, sorry, but we're trying to paint the full picture.
And to be fair, that's what we've always done. And also, if you feel like, wow, where is the talk as far as how good the Kings did? Like we said, it's a 4-hour show, and you can hear the whole show on Sactownsports.com, on the app. We're on YouTube. You can run it back. So we're going to get to it all. Yeah. All right. It's not, and the only reason, and Chris, people don't discuss. We don't have to sit here and say what we're going to talk to you about, but we want to, because we are the fastest growing show in Sacramento. Right. And we want to continue to build these relationships, but we're not going to sit here and act like we only focus on the good or bad, right? Because that's just not the case. And we're not going to stand for it and let people tell us something that's happening on the show that's clearly not. Yeah. I think we know. Anthony Slater, exclusive interview, 11 o'clock in about 4 minutes. Anthony Slater, any questions you have on Malik Monk, if you read the article, if you haven't gotten a chance to read it, we're asking Anthony about the article and his vibe. What was Malik's vibe when he spoke to him, and what he thinks will happen when Malik Monk becomes a free agent at the end of the season? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sactown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Naturewood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento, a true warrior in the world of entertainment. Actor, musician, comedian, and ex-SNL writer Hannibal Buress will be coming to the Crest Theater this Friday, March 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours at eventbrite.com.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Athletic. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us. I missed you last time you hopped on. I was down there in Scottsdale for some golf and spring training. Thank you for hopping back on with us, my guy.
I'm having a rough morning. I have Mississippi State in my I had to beat North Carolina. I'm going to the Sweet 16. What am I doing?
I don't know. I don't know what you were doing. I think we were all high high on Mississippi State because they did well.
It might be the first thing.
Yeah, I was like, I think you had it right first. Because they did well in the SEC tournament. I hear you, man. My bigger teams haven't really gone off. And I know Oklahoma, both of us are in the same situation because Oklahoma State and Temple, I don't think either of us are doing very much. We're not even in it.
Yeah, Oklahoma State fired their coach. So you know how things are going. How about this one? Long Beach State's about to play. They fired their coach and then went on and won their conference tournament. So he's like a fired coach, but he's coaching in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I was tempted to take them, but I did not. I got scared.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not against Arizona.
No. We are talking with Anthony Slater of The Athletic. Anthony, let's start here. Your initial, you had a great piece in The Athletic with Malik Monk, who is really the hottest topic out here. Once the season ends, Chris and I are going to have plenty of content to talk about Malik Monk. What was your main takeaway from your conversation with him?
I like talking to him. That was probably the main one.
Yeah.
He's I would say every team has two or three guys that are like really good personality guys. And for us, for particularly what I do, trying to sit down with players and stuff like that, those are the interviews you try to search out. So, largest takeaway, I have a good sense of what he's actually thinking because he really tells you what he's actually thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what did you think? Like, were you surprised, I guess, by his openness in saying pretty much flat out, like, I would like to start. I don't really enjoy coming off the bench. Were you surprised by that?
Maybe a little bit, but it was a point. It was probably like midway through like a 15, 20-minute conversation.
Right.
We were talking about the various points of his career, which included, Charlotte, where he, as he mentions, felt he never really got proper opportunity there, and like he only started one game in like 4 seasons there, even though he was a lottery pick. He felt a little bit mishandled, misused, and I think part of that, at times in his career, he's believed that his talent should lead him to bigger roles. And it got to the point where it was like, we're talking about the how good it would be, how nice it would be for him to win Sixth Man of the Year award, but we're also talking about like, in some ways, it tells you, it kind of like keeps you in this ladder of the league that, at 26 years old, ascending the way he seems to be ascending, you might not necessarily want that award. Right. And then I was like, so do you like coming off the bench? And he just kind of laughed, like, man, he said, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no, I don't. But it wasn't in a way of like, I'm demanding this right. must change. It was like, look, we're winning. It's going well. The other point he made to me was like, still getting 30-something minutes on some nights, like it's starters minutes most of the time. It's just kind of scripted in a way that he's not a starter. But, again, I get it, especially with what he's doing on the court.
Talking to Anthony Slater of The Athletic and breaking down his great article on Malik Monk. Anthony, he talked about the success that he was hoping to get in the postseason, and that would also play a part in his decision at the end of the season when he becomes a free agent. What do you think that line of – we spent some time yesterday trying to figure out what that line of success would be, and it's probably a combination of things. If they lose in the first round, but he's now a starter, something like that. But I guess what is worst-case scenario, or what Malik might feel is a quote-unquote good playoff run?
Well, I mean, I think worst-case scenario for the Kings is they don't make it out of the play-in.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, that's on the table for, you could go look at the 4 teams currently in the play-in and add, whatever, Phoenix, Dallas, really 5 teams if you include the 6th seed. 2 of those teams will not make the playoffs. 2 of those teams will be extremely disappointed heading into the offseason. And if that's the case, like, you will, I mean, I know what you guys are going to be talking on the airwaves the day after if they lost in the play-in. Yeah. Like, what do they need to do this summer? Have they plateaued? Where is this going? What type of changes need to be made? Just because that's just the natural sports thing to do. So if that happens, I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed people in that locker room, and I'm sure Malik Monk's going to be one of them. Other than that, I think it's like just the tangible, like let's say they do make the first round, and if they get to the second round, like typically it's how the series that you get eliminated ends, right? Did you take Denver to a tough 6th game and lose at the buzzer where you're like, man, this team next year, Keegan Murray looked great. Malik Monk, really looks, does he have a good series? A lot of times, people look at, how do I personally play? That's the sour taste in their mouth heading into the offseason is dependent on, how they look. Think about Harrison Barnes last year. I thought Harrison Barnes had a really good season last year. He played all 82 games, was productive, but he kind of got phased out of that Warrior series. And you entered the offseason wondering about his future with the Kings because he was basically, shaved from the rotation almost in that Warrior series. So just how does it end for Malik, but how does it end for the Kings? Like, do you feel like they've plateaued, or do you feel like they're on the ascent still?
Anthony, I'm curious, just in general, your general vibe after talking to Malik. Like, do you feel how do you feel about the Kings' chances of getting him back? I mean, they're he's obviously already there now. He's going to grow some emotions with connectivity to the team, but there are some teams out there this offseason that are going to have some money. He can go start in San Antonio. Orlando's been a team that's been rumored to have interest. There's also good teams out there like Philadelphia that are going to have some cap space money.
Detroit's the name too.
Detroit, absolutely. Yeah. How do you feel about the Kings' chances of keeping Malik?
Pretty good. I think he likes it. I mean, like, there's no question he likes that. Yeah. That's not just, political talk from him. He friendly with Fox. That's why he came here. I think his relationship with Mike Brown is healthy. I think he likes having a coach that gets after him, but also like lets Malik get back after him and kind of brings the competitive juice out of him. So when you are happy with generally how the coach deploys you, but also let you be yourself, happy with the organization. The other thing is, I think he likes the slow down nature of Sacramento. Having played in Los Angeles, he mentioned it. I mean, he's like a really rabid golfer.
Yeah.
He's picked that up over the last couple of years, and I talked to him a little bit about that. I only kind of, subtly mentioned it in the story, but it's kind of a big thing. I think like it calms him down. I think just like playing out here, living out here. I used to cover the Thunder back in the day for a while, and you would talk to a lot of those young players, the Durants, the Westbrooks, the Ibakas at the time, about how the slow nature of Oklahoma City allowed them to really focus on the craft, get in the gym on off days. Like they didn't mind going in the gym because they didn't feel like they were missing some, big events or big nights out. And I just think Malik has really enjoyed that from a professional perspective, because it's not like you don't travel the country or, can live in LA or wherever in the off season. So I do think he really likes the setup here. The bigger question is the money, right? I mean, $17 million is the starting salary next year. Would a team take him well over 20? I think if a team just say, hey, 20, I don't know that the difference between 20 and 17 is that substantial. But if we start talking about the difference between 25 and 17 starting salary, and especially because teams know this, right? Teams are often much more willing to chase a guy down if it's like, oh, is he actually obtainable? And this situation, because of the CBA limitations, makes him potentially obtainable. But at the same time, taking a step back, 4 years, $77 million is like the kind of the offer, the long-term offer that the Kings can put on the table for him. That seems reasonable, right?
Yeah.
For Malik Monk. That's big, good money for a guy who's never got paid before. So unless somebody goes way over the top, I do think he wants to be here. And 4 for 77, we're not talking about like 4 for 28 is the largest offer they can give him.
Talking to Anthony Slater of The Athletic and his piece on Malik Monk. Anthony, based on your opinion, do you think that Malik Monk could be a starter on a championship level team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he could start on the Kings right now. I'm not sure it's like the wisest way to script your rotation.
Right.
But you consider the Kings a championship team? Yeah, no, not necessarily. But, I'm just like, theoretically, let's say he was, on the Nuggets instead of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Yeah, he could start there, and I would still consider the Nuggets like a championship team. It just kind of depends on what's around him. Are you asking if he could be the second best player on the championship team? No, I don't really think that. But yeah, I mean, I think he can be like a high minutes, 25, 30 minute per guy, third, fourth option who can win you a playoff game by scoring 32, which he did for the Kings last year, right? They win game 1 because he scores 32. They win game 6. I believe he had 28 in Chase Center. Like that was a big time playoff win. I know they didn't win a series, but for him on the road in that environment to score 28, he was great that night. That shows you what he can do on a playoff stage.
Anthony Slater, thank you so much for your time. Anthony, look, I already told the good people on the airwaves that we go way, way back. So it's my birthday. I know I haven't dropped on Instagram yet, so you haven't seen, but it's my birthday, Anthony. So I need you to tell the people what I could do before my Achilles. I need you to tell the good people that I could cook back in the day, Anthony, that lefty layup. Come on, tell the good people what you know.
Have y'all watched Brandon Pajemski much with the Warriors?
Yes.
Get a little Brandon Pajemski in his game, right? So maybe get that little lefty step back when the defense ain't paying attention much. You're like, how did this guy come in and grab this rebound?
Yes.
Why did he just take a charge in an intramural game?
No, come on. I would not do that. Wow.
Could not have picked a better player.
He had a shot. It was kind of like a quick trigger shot, right? It's like that, you're like, oh, well, I didn't know he was even taking that. It's already up.
A little Sasha Vezenkov in his game.
That's right.
Okay.
I tell you what he couldn't do well: guard in the post.
All right.
I know that from firsthand experience.
Okay. Basically, no. We had a 2-on-2. It was one of my buddies and one of Anthony's buddies. And the shot wasn't falling that day. And Anthony, he got me in the post. And, he's crafty in the post. And they won the game. All right. Is that what you wanted, Anthony?
Well, I've retired at this point, so you should be happy that it'll never happen to you again.
There you go. Anthony Slater of The Athletic. Check out all of his work, including his outstanding piece on Malik Monk. Anthony, thank you so much. We'll see you soon, and we'll talk to you again.
All right, fellas.
When we return, breaking down what we just heard from Anthony Slater, does that make you feel better or worse about Malik's chances of staying and also expectations for Keon and Sasha. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Thanks again to Anthony Slater. We will have that interview up on our YouTube for you to check out if you missed it, or you can scroll on back. Some great stuff from Anthony Slater. And I think the one thing that we can all confirm is that Malik Monk is just incredible to be around and just has one of those personalities that you just want to talk to him all day long.
Yeah.
And Anthony, that was the first thing he had to say when I asked what was the main takeaway. The main takeaway was that I love talking to him. That's what Anthony had to say. Based on what Anthony Slater said and the vibe, whether I feel better or worse about Malik Monk staying, I think it's truly all up in the air right now. And I know a lot of people can say that, and we've seen other free agents that have said that, but they truly already know. I think he wants to stay.
Yeah.
But there are a couple things that could push him out. And the number one thing is somebody blowing him out of the water. 23 mil as opposed to 17, 25 mil as opposed to 17. And the second thing is, how much does he care about 17 and taxes? And I'm just saying specifically if it's Florida or Texas or 20 or
payments.
That's what I'm saying.
Living payments.
20 to 17, but that 20 is untaxed. How much does Malik Monk care about that? And ultimately, and this is taken from what Anthony Slater said, does it feel like the Kings are still on the ascension?
Yeah.
Or have they plateaued?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you losing in the first round doesn't mean you plateaued, but how you lose in the first round mean you plateaued. And if you don't get to the play-in, I think what's unfortunate is, again, with how ridiculous this Western Conference is, it's not that they're not a good team. Mm-hmm. It's that we are in a crazy time period within the Western Conference.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder how much too is, can the Kings just finish strong this regular season and have that be good enough? Like, I think if the Kings play, we'll just throw a worst case scenario out there and we'll say they play Denver in the first round and they get 4-1 or maybe even swept. Maybe if the Kings have a strong enough end of the regular season, Malik can say, we just kind of ran into a beast there. And again, it feels like we've got something working for us. So I think we're at the point now where the Kings have to give Malik Monk a reason to leave. I think that they've given him all the reason to stay. They've shown him what this thing can look like if things are going well. He got to experience the playoffs last year. He got to be a big part of the playoffs last year as well. I think it's just about, if you're going to end the season on a flat note and then, have a rough playoff exit and maybe, some unhappiness starts to seep into that locker room. Maybe Kevin Huerter starts to question his role. Maybe Sasha gets upset at how he was, all that stuff can spiral. And maybe that's the situation, how things go bad. But I feel like things would have to go actively bad for Malik to try and seek other places. Vibe-wise, I just feel like he's really happy here.
I think he is. And the only thing would be, right, a decent amount of money that the Kings simply cannot offer.
Because as we know, the Riverwalk is beautiful.
Yes. And on top of that, that starting spot. Yeah. And we asked Anthony Slater, do you think, and Anthony Slater covers all of the NBA, not just the Kings. Do you think that Malik Monk can be a starting guard on a championship team? Short answer is yes. Could he be the second option? Maybe not.
Right.
But could he be one of the options? He likened it to a KCP in Denver. Anthony Slater said yes. He would still consider, if you swap them out, he would still consider the Denver Nuggets a championship contender. Now, obviously, they have Jokic and other guys, but the fact of the matter is Malik Monk can start at a championship level. If somebody wants him to do so and believes that he can, you got to do what's best for you. This is from the 916. I wanted to ask Anthony when he interviewed Malik, did he get a feeling of candor from Malik about staying with the Kings, playing out the bench? I think he only speaks with candor.
Yeah.
Right. He is only open and he is only honest, and that's essentially what Anthony got.
Yes, exactly. Malik is always honest, but just because he's honest doesn't mean he's trying to send a message or anything. It's just the reality of the situation. Like Anthony said, like he talked to Malik, and it's not just about this Kings situation. It's not just he feels like, hey, I'm in this winning situation and I'm contributing a lot. I feel like I can start. It goes all the way back to the beginning of his career to feeling like in general, I'm not getting a fair shot, or maybe I'm being looked at in a way in which I think I should actually be looked at in a higher regard. And so it's not really about the disrespect of not starting and not being in the starting lineup, because as Anthony mentioned, Malik even says, I'm still getting 30 minutes. Like, I'm really not tripping, but it is like, it just is a thing. Whether we can say it all day, it's not who starts, it's who finishes. And, your money is made in the fourth quarter, all that stuff. These guys still do have egos, and and you said it yesterday, just because you have an ego doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just a sense of pride, a sense of confidence. Malik just feels like, I am one of the best players on this team, and it should be represented in me starting. It's not going to make or break his decision, but I'm sure it's going to factor into it at least a little bit.
Yeah. That's just the reality of the situation, and it doesn't mean that Malik doesn't love Sacramento.
Exactly.
Honestly, that is probably the one thing that I keep hearing that I don't want to say I don't care about, but I care about the least. How much he likes Sacramento.
That means a lot here.
It means a lot here, but to me, if he has the ability to like, and it's not that Sacramento is hard to like, my point is that he seems to me like the person that can make the best out of his situation. How I take that is Malik saying, I love Sacramento. If I have to go to San Antonio, I could find a way to love San Antonio too. That's how I take it. So I don't know how much stock I'm taking in that he loves the city of Sacramento. I think it would also be connected to the fact that the fans and the front office believed in him in a way that maybe he hasn't felt he's had throughout his career. They have to show that, in my opinion, by saying, here's the money that we can offer you, and you're going to start.
No,
that's how you show that you can believe that you believe in him.
Right. Absolutely.
And the fans would do that tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that leaves there and that goes to the front office.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would just say, I enjoy to hear it. I mean, maybe it's because I'm from here. And you're not discounting it.
No.
You're just more meaning like that's not lip service either. It's just like, that's great to hear from the fan base. Like that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, come to the negotiation table. That's not, it might factor a little bit, but that's not realistically making his decision. To your point, he can find golf courses in San Antonio.
That's all I'm saying. It's just when you hear he loves being in Sacramento, that doesn't mean he wouldn't be willing to leave.
Yes.
So I guess I'm just preparing for that. Because people hear that and they think, I just couldn't see him leaving. He says he loves it so much. Malik went to Kentucky. he was in Charlotte. Then we know he's from the South, right? He's in Charlotte. Then he was in LA. Okay, we know he doesn't like bigger. The good thing, there's not a ton of big markets. That's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
So it's not as if it's hard to avoid going to a big market.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think too, it's like,
but there is the weather.
It's great that he loves it, but honestly, the real big news from a Sacramento perspective, or at least the history of Sacramento, is he doesn't hate it.
Exactly.
And that's really what's important, is that it's great that he actually finds enjoyment out of it, but there's there's the classic story of Chris Webber literally crying, on the airstrip when he arrived in Sacramento, because he was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of nowhere. They've exiled me. And he eventually learned to love it too. But I think the important thing is that people who come here realize this is not purgatory. This is not some incredibly boring cow town that has nothing to do. You can actually enjoy yourself. So yes, it is great that Malik loves it, but honestly, it's just important that, especially a guy like Malik, who you might think has this big personality and wants to be Showtime, he's okay with the, I wouldn't call Sacramento slow, but with the non-escalated pace that is some of those other California towns.
And you do have the weather. You can't golf in Detroit.
Sure can't.
As much as you can golf out here in California. I'll tell you that much right now. When we return, expectations for Keon Ellis and Sasha Vezenkov. We'll hear from the Black Falcon, Harrison Barnes, on his thoughts on one Ellis Island. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With conference championships around the corner, now's the time to register for the Dos Million Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Then fill out your bracket before the tournament tips off March 21st.
National Ping Club Fitter of the Year, Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, is introducing the straightest, most forgiving Ping driver ever with the new Ping G430 Max 10K driver. A fixed back weight, Ping's largest head profile, and a carbon fly wrap crown help G430 Max 10K launch the ball higher with less spin for consistently longer and straighter results. Schedule your fitting and see for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue to Cap City Freeway, or online at HagenOaks.com.
Right now, Meda Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2024 half-ton Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drives after rebates. A Meda Chevy exclusive.
See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/24.
See all the savings at MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found ya. How? That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Nature Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Jerry and Kenny here. When you call Bell Brothers for an AC tune-up, repair, or replacement, let me tell you what you can expect. Clean.
Our technicians will show up in a company truck that's clean inside and out. They'll be wearing a clean uniform and ring your doorbell with clean hands.
The technician will be clean-cut, background checked, drug tested, and trustworthy to enter your home. They'll put on clean shoe covers and put down drop cloths in all work areas. That's right, to make sure your home stays clean.
And when the work is complete, they'll tidy up and leave the work area cleaner than they found it.
Call us neat freaks. Call us spick and span. Call us tidy, pristine, and immaculate.
But whatever you do, call Bell Brothers for an AC tune-up and repairs, because with us, you can count on it being clean. Call us at 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on. Get out there this season in a powerful new Toyota truck. Tear it up on or off the road and explore every terrain with Toyota's industry-leading reliability. Right now, get low 1.99% APR financing on the powerful 2024 Tundra and Tundra Hybrid. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2024 Tacoma. Hurry in, Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes TRD Pro, ends 4/1/24.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Whatever email responses you got,
Oh my goodness.
that's the number.
By the
Because
way, I haven't responded. I haven't.
there's a lot of updates on this story that we haven't.
We've been getting a lot of. I've been getting a lot of emails, and
the most we've ever seen.
it started. I was just joking around, and here we are.
Joking.
The text line has also been very funny. Haven't been able to respond to all of you, but thank you for the shout outs and all of the jokes. Speaking of winning something, by the way, guys, this was yesterday, and I believe it happened the day before. This is from Fox40.com. A lottery ticket sold in a Sacramento liquor store known for its history of selling many winning lottery tickets matched 5 of 6 numbers drawn. That was on Tuesday. No one won the Mega Millions. That it was at 893 million at that point. But the ticket purchased at.
Do we want to put that? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
No, shout him out. Shout him out.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Lachines, Liquor and Deli in Southland Park.
There we go.
That person getting 5 of the 6 numbers right.
Wow.
Still took home $1.7 million.
Chump change.
$1.7 million. And
man.
Yeah, $1.7 million. And now it will go off again. And I believe the pot is up to $977 million.
Yeah.
It'll go off tomorrow.
I already know Nate. Nate gives big I buy lottery ticket vibes.
You know what's funny about the lottery ticket thing?
I don't do that.
I will. My dad.
But we all know what I'm talking about.
we know
Right, Chris? We know what I'm talking about, right? Come on, we know what I'm talking
It's like guys that like fall or people that like fall. They also buy lottery tickets. I'm kidding.
What does that mean?
Chris Verlad knows what I'm talking about. He's in the back as well.
It's
from Crosstalk. It's from Crosstalk. So I will buy lottery tickets, but what's funny, and I also make fun of people like me, is that I buy the lottery tickets once it gets ridiculous to almost $1 billion,
right.
as if, I'm not gonna. It's $100 million,
right?
Oh, I'm not gonna waste my money on that, but $900 million, I'll waste my money on that, right?
Yeah.
As the idea that you go out and buy when it's so much, when I'm pretty sure anybody could use $100 million. It has always been funny to me. Maybe it's because of the taxes, and somebody on the text line was explaining to us the difference between the taxes that one person would get in Texas and Florida versus California.
Right.
But yeah, maybe that's what it is. But I am one of those people. I do not play if it's under 500 million, because anything under that, that would just be a waste of my time. So that goes up tomorrow. If anybody wants to check it out. And we also want to check out what Keon Ellis and Sasha Vezenkov are going to continue to do. Keon has just been continuing to impress, and we're hoping to get Sasha Vezenkov back and add to that offensive punch.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know Sasha obviously is kind of, I mean, it seems like Sasha's going to play today, but we kind of don't know. All indications are leaning towards it. I'd imagine the injury report will come out here in about an hour. He'll probably be questionable. Let's hope he can play because, you know, it's we saw last night with that lineup specifically. I think the Kings need another forward to be able to throw out there just to give Keegan and HB a little bit of rest. And then, you know, of course, Keon, we just are hoping for more of the same, really. I mean, I really do feel like it's a situation where, again, I think we might be selling his offense a little bit short here. I know he's only scoring like 6 to 8 points a game here, but it feels like he's just doing what's in front of him. And, you know, I'm just excited to see how I talked about it, I think, a couple days ago, but Keon Ellis today hopefully doesn't look like the Keon Ellis April 15th. You know, hopefully by the end of the season, there's a different level of comfort. There's just a lot more of, hey, maybe we know Keon likes to get to this spot, or we have a play that we'd like to run specifically to give Keon a look because he's the guy on the floor that people aren't paying a lot of attention to. So definitely hoping those two guys can give the Kings a nice little jolt here at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's exactly what the hope is. Harrison Barnes, who has taken a lot of flack from a lot of people, including us. And if you are a Kings fan, you've probably had feelings. But one thing about Harrison Barnes, and we joke about wear suit Harrison Barnes, It's almost tax season. Harrison's going to make sure you get your taxes done. But he is that veteran presence in the locker room. He is a consummate professional. And I like when I hear him in post games because even though it's typical athlete speak, I feel like it's genuine. Yeah. I feel like it's just authentic. I don't feel like he's doing it so people don't ask him other questions. I feel like
he's the model.
If you were,
everyone bases their answer off of him.
Yes. If you were if you ran into Harrison in downtown in Delco and you asked him those questions, there were no cameras around, anything like that, he would still answer the same way. And he had some things to say.
Great things.
On Keon Ellis. Here is Harrison Barnes on Ellis Island.
And I was like, you know, he's going to be an NBA player. Hopefully he's here, but he's definitely going to be an NBA player. And I think, you know, he's been preparing, waiting for this moment just to be able to show on a consistent basis what he can do. And there's some things he does out there, some of the steals he makes, the blocks he makes, you know, it's only things that he can do. So it's been great to see him continue to do that and show that consistently.
To be able to slot in steals, I mean, 4 steals last night for one Keon Ellis. It's just a luxury that the Kings have not had. And you hear Harrison talk about Keon and how he has kind of worked his way to be ready for this. A lot of times going into the season, every team has a surprise, right? And each season that surprise could be different, and it depends how much that surprise helps you. I would say last season there were a couple. The whole team was a surprise, but I think the biggest one would probably have been Keegan.
Definitely.
And what Keegan was able to do. And a lot of those championship teams, you need something to show up that you didn't initially account for. And I know this is it for the Kings this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the thing that is changing them into the team that Mike Brown has been screaming for a year and a half, a team that still is lethal on offense, but isn't just a running faucet on defense. And we've seen their defensive numbers have never looked this good as it has really since Keon entered the rotation. This month of March has kind of been a little bit of a cheat code for the Kings in a way. If you look at all the numbers, every number you would want to see the Kings have, they have it in March. They're knocking down shots at a high clip. They're scoring a lot of points, but most importantly, they're locking down on the defensive end. And that's what Keon brings. And I think Whitey or you asked De'Aaron the other day before they left for the road trip, like, is that kind of stuff defensively contagious? We know they always say, you know, when one team gets rolling momentum offensively, the hoop can look like a hula hoop. But defensively, it's not really talked about how energy can be transferable. And that's really what De'Aaron said is like, legitimately, you see Keon out there fighting. Yesterday he got a steal fronting Kelly Olynyk on the perimeter. Like, if Keon Ellis, who is one of the, he's not jacked or nothing. He's a pretty skinny guy. If he can fight around Kelly Olynyk and get a steal fronting him,
right?
Why can't De'Aaron Fox? Why can't Malik Monk? It really runs out of excuses for the other guys. If Keon, a dude who was on a two-way contract, who's only making $3 million or whatever a year, if he's going to put together that effort, then what excuse do guys like Malik have? What excuse does De'Aaron have? And I really do think that it's been contagious, and you see how everybody has really stepped up their defensive game here recently.
We will hear from Mike Brown on Sasha Vezenkov when we return. Also at 12 o'clock, line up the calls now. Line up the text of the Sac Chat. Are the Kings playing the best basketball of the season right now? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt.
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt.
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Ellis Island. Did you see that tweet last night?
That's right.
Sacramento Kings.
That's right.
It's official.
They're listeners.
They are listeners to the show.
Yep.
As they tweeted out, Ellis Island is the real deal.
Yeah. Pretty soon they're going to be saying like dog segment or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, okay, that's a little bit on the nose, but we appreciate the shout out, I guess.
They're going to be like, Nate's a lottery ticket guy.
That's right.
The Kings are just going to tweet that out.
So is there a difference between a lottery ticket guy and a scratch-em guy?
Oh, dude. Scratch-ems are like, I almost said something.
Same.
I like scratchers.
Yes is the short answer. I would say that scratchers are a little bit
Did you guys
more,
get that
They're
present?
fun on your birthday.
Yeah, I got that present when I turned 18. Yeah. Somebody gave you 25 scratchers. Did you get that?
I get those on Christmas. Like if someone doesn't know.
And then I lost every single one. I think I won a couple tickets. And that was
I just can't do the lottery.
That was basically it. But it feels like the Kings have hit the lottery with Keon Ellis and what he's been able to do and bring to the table. But Keon wasn't really the guy that we all had pegged to be the surprise contributor on the Kings. Right. It was Sasha Vezenkov.
That's right.
And hopefully you get him back today. No official word yet, but it feels like it's trending in that direction. And with Kevin Huerter out, that is shooting that you could really, really use.
Yes, desperately. Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see, how quickly he gets thrown in there and, really, I mean, how quickly he gets acclimated to everything. It's not like, Sasha was a part of a staple of the rotation before he left. That's why I think it's going to be tough for him to just kind of reinsert himself. I know Trey is out. I know Kevin's out. That definitely opens, as I would say, a window of opportunity. But at the same time, Mike Brown, I think, said it last night in saying, we're playing really well right now. So I'm not just going to switch things up just because Sasha's available. Sure, he might find himself, much like JaVale or Alex Len finds himself getting one rotation in the first half. But if Sasha is going to be a solidified part of this rotation, he's going to have to make the most out of his remaining opportunities. And we just don't know how many opportunities that's even going to be.
Let's hear from Mike Brown right now on Sasha, basically how you described. And based on some of these quotes, I have some thoughts, but let's hear the sound.
We're playing pretty good right now. And so it's I'm not one just to pull a guy out to put another guy in. So he's going to have to work his tail off on both ends of the floor. And when he gets an opportunity, he's going to have to take advantage of it, just like Keon did back in the day. We threw him in for a few minutes here and there, and every time we threw him in, he busts his behind on both sides of the ball, and now he's starting for us.
I'm be honest. We talk about athlete speak and coaches speak. That sounds like we're rolling right now. And unless there's actually a reason to put Sasha in, I'm not putting him in.
Yeah.
I'm not putting him in.
He would have played last night, is what Mike Brown's trying to say. He's like, that fourth quarter would have been good for Sasha minutes. I think that's exactly how I'm reading into it too, is him essentially saying, and it's actually kind of funny. I could see Kings fans or some Kings fans rolling their eyes as Mike Brown. I'm not just going to pull somebody out just to put somebody in, because it has been a little bit random at points this year. But I think Mike's trying to say, like, Keon Ellis or Davion's not getting pulled so that we can just see Sasha. If there's an opening for it, if we're not making shots, we'll throw Sasha out there as a change of look, but he was not in the rotation before. He's definitely not just guaranteed a rotational spot just because he's available now and there's some open opportunity for it. I think that, if tonight plays out how it did last night, Sasha's definitely playing today. He'll probably play 10 minutes today. But if for whatever reason it's a close game, the Kings aren't taking care of the Wizards, I just don't think Mike Brown's going to throw Sasha in if it's under a 10-point lead and it's not in the fourth quarter. Maybe third quarter, maybe second quarter, but I just don't think he's going to get some real legitimate minutes if they're close.
It's funny because there are two situations where you can't really see him putting Sasha in. There's only one. It's a blowout right now. Right. Because if you're not taking care of business against a lesser team, or if it's still close, you're trying to build to that. So you're not going to put Sasha in. Yep. If you are up against, let's say, the Magic, another playoff team on the road, and you're trying to hang around and get this W, you're not going to put Sasha in. Right. So there's really only one situation for Sasha to start to get time and get minutes. So I just am not sure that we're going to see a lot of Sasha. And even if let's say last night happens, right? Let's say here's the issue.
Yes, exactly.
If you know where I'm going. Yep. If last night happens, Sasha gets in and he plays pretty well. Yep. Well, the reason he was able to get in is because they were all playing well.
Right.
So how is he going to get in?
Well, and what do you do with those minutes? Does that mean, okay, he played well and I don't like the term. No one likes the term, but garbage time. And so what? He played well in garbage time. Now we're again, we're just supposed to insert his minutes now. It's gotta make sense. It's gotta have, maybe if Duarte's not playing well, that opens the door for Sasha to then get some minutes. But right now it just doesn't really make sense unless, like you said, unless they're getting blown out and, they aren't knocking down shots and Mike feels like, hey, we just need another shot maker out there. And Sasha is the guy who maybe makes 3 threes in a quarter. Well, then that's maybe how he gets reinserted, or maybe even just builds up trust for Mike Brown, which really might be where this conversation should be, is just forget the rotation. But how much does Mike Brown even really, how much does Mike Brown want to play Sasha Vezenkov also? Because realistically, again, when we look at this team, what is he providing that they're lacking right now? If it's not shooting, if they're not hitting, if they're shooting under 30%, sure, it makes sense. But if they're just not defending well, you're not going to throw Sasha out.
If you're in a shootout, then he could help, but part of to win the shootout is whoever finally makes a stop, or I guess who goes cold. Right. But it's going to be tough for Sasha to get back in there, especially at this time in the season and what he has already done. Yeah. Again, this isn't a bona fide starter coming back. We have questions about if the Kings keep rolling, what will happen with Kevin Huerter and his minutes. So with that being said, it's hard to imagine Sasha getting back in there unless the thought is he could do something similar to Trey Lyles and defend in that way. And I want to see him. I want to see. I think we all do. I think people have been clamoring to see him. But if you're balling and you're taking care of business, it'd have to be a bad. The whole thing with Keon was that those were losing blowouts.
Yes.
And Keon showed up. Yep. So something was wrong.
Yep.
A winning blowout, that's a little bit different. Let's get to Steven, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Steven? What you got for us?
Good morning, birthday boy. How you doing?
I am good. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, absolutely. I'm literally calling to wish you a happy birthday. I was trying to talk to Nate to see if I could get a scratcher delivered because it's your birthday, man. You gotta You gotta play your odds today, man. Have you eaten lunch already yet? Can I get you something delivered or what?
We're good. We're good over here, but I thank you very much for that.
No, absolutely. Happy birthday, my friend. Enjoy your day. Secure the bag and light that beam, my friend.
That is what we love to do. Thanks for the call, Steven. As always, one of our P1s. Steven will always have something good to say and keeping the vibes right. And
how's your bracket looking, Alan?
Man, the bracket is
Michigan State won.
Not good.
I'm dying back here.
Yeah,
it looks like BYU is about to lose to
not good
our
for
friends
me.
Duquesne.
Not
Ugly.
good for me either. But look, this is all fine and good. We all know it's all about having the correct Final Four. As long as you have this is all for fun. Actually, let me rephrase that, because if you have a pick that everybody else has, if you have Purdue or UNC or Houston, these games do matter because all of the little points that you can grab. But not doing so well so far, but it's still early. When we return, are you worried about Keegan Murray? Also, are the Kings playing their best basketball of the season? And your chance to win, just for my birthday, I'm giving away Hannibal Buress tickets. It's not me. Live Nation is teamed up with Sactown Sports. That's all up next. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Keep it here to Sactown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Keegan, quick catch, quick strike. There's another one up in the lights and in the well. 10 3-pointers made. Keegan Murray putting on an all-time scoring exhibition tonight.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Flooring is your game, we'll help you win it. Because at LL Flooring, all we do is floors. You want decor? Try. You want plumbing? You're out. LL Flooring has been helping pros knock it out of the park for over 30 years. Visit one of our 400 nationwide warehouses for one-on-one service, extensive inventory, and exclusive pro pricing. Get the pro treatment you deserve. Enroll today, online or in-store. LL Flooring, every step covered.
Hey guys, do you know your T level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Revive's customized ED treatments can provide immediate results, restore blood flow naturally, and even bring spontaneity back into your love life. With both in-person and telemedicine appointments available, plus free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Having an optimal testosterone level can change your whole life, and it starts with knowing your T level. Take that first step and book your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation, and kickstart your treatment with a free supply of ED medication this month only. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566, or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support could be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start and Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready to go to work. It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
I feel good.
Dad, are you singing to your cereal?
Yes, I am, like I knew that I would.
No, a dance too?
Come on, Ava. Silk almond milk starts the morning on a high note. Yow!
Songs, dances, and dad jokes.
So good. So good. I got you.
Silk almond milk.
With calcium, vitamins A, D, and E.
Feel plenty good.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app. Is Sactown Sports.
First upset of the tournament. BYU, 6th seed, lost to Duquesne, who is an 11 seed, 71-67. Duquesne, who I believe hadn't been in the tournament for a very, very long time, the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And you see the sad faces on everyone.
The sad faces are
and
great.
I did something that Chris Watkins does not like. To be honest, I told everybody I'm in about 3 different brackets. I really thought I picked Duquesne in one of the brackets. I did not because I'm a scaredy cat. And I said to Chris, I knew it. And Chris said, you're that guy.
Yeah,
I cannot stand that guy.
Yeah, the hindsight 2020 guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who always gets, I would have had a perfect bracket. But I just, I got scared. Oh, man. And it's like, well, then you should have picked it.
That's right. The early goings of North Carolina.
Yeah.
The 1 seed. Now,
Roy Williams
this
there.
could help. Basically, if you really think about it, you just want all the other teams that are picked to win to lose.
Yeah.
You could cook your Final Four.
Right.
As long as your winner stays, you survive. So if you don't have North Carolina picked, you're hoping for that 1 seed to go down.
Right.
And North Carolina, I was doing some not research. I was just listening to the broadcast yesterday. North Carolina, really, it was between Houston, UConn, and Purdue were the true 1 seeds is what they felt. They really didn't know, the committee, who the last 1 seed would be, and they gave it to North Carolina. So basically what I'm saying is North Carolina could be on upset alert. They are up 18-15 against the number 16 seed, Wagner, who had to play in one of those first 4 games. And I feel like every season a first 4 team wins.
Yeah.
wins one of their first tournament games. But it is time for your chance to win. It is 12 o'clock, which means it is your opportunity to win tickets to see Hannibal Buress. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Hannibal Buress at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento, March 22nd. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Looking for caller number 4. Caller number 4. Caller number 4 to score that pair of tickets to pull up for Hannibal Buress this Friday. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. Caller number 4, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140. You're not busy tomorrow night? Maybe you want to be? Call in right now. Caller number 4, and Nate will take care of you.
Kings have some pretty good NCAA, like, in terms of brackets. Like, if you were to just take the Kings colleges, you got some pretty good schools. You got Gonzaga for Domas. You got UNC here for HB. Obviously, you have Kentucky for Malik, De'Aaron, and Trey. You know, Davion's double dipping with Auburn and Baylor. You even got Duarte at Oregon. Trying to think. You got Jordan Ford. Shout out St. Mary's. Shout out all my Moraga people out there. I don't think Arkansas is in it. I think we're missing out on the Must Bus this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you guys familiar?
Down year for them.
You guys familiar with the local kids playing in the tournament?
I normally,
like people from the area. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't think Sac State or Davis made it.
I have 2 kids here.
I know Jared McClain on Duke is local.
Mason Forbes, St. Mary's. They're from Folsom.
Okay, nice.
Folsom High, and so is Mackenzie Forbes, who's playing in the women's tournament. USC, both Folsom High.
There you go. USC, a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Looking to
That'll be
make some
interesting.
noise in the women's bracket. I was a little bit interested, or I guess surprised, or maybe not surprised. I'm not sure that nobody came to me with, I guess, as much as people are watching women's basketball, I guess we're still conditioned to not do a women's bracket. I did one myself.
Really?
Not to just the Yahoo random one by itself, but I was a little surprised by that.
I think it's because people like to, a big reason why people like the tournament is the upsets. And at least at this point in women's sport and women's college basketball, there's not really, you're not going to get those upsets. I mean, it is really kind of, in a way, it's the haves and the have nots. And, there's a reason why a lot of the women's brackets, if you look at the results, it's a lot of 1 seeds. It's a lot of Final Fours of picking Iowa, South Carolina, USC, and I can't remember who the other 1 seed is, but yeah, I mean, there's
not LSU.
It's not LSU. That'll be interesting.
It's not UConn.
There's a lot of good teams. And that's where it's going to get exciting, is when it gets towards the Elite 8, when it is going to be really only the teams that everybody actually knows the characters on. That's when it's going to get really, really good.
Yeah, I know women's college basketball fans were a little bit upset with the committee because they put Iowa and LSU in the same bracket. So the latest they can face each other is in the Elite 8 to go to the Final Four. So there will not be a rematch, and Angel Reese pointing to her ring finger. That won't happen. Maybe it still could happen, but it would be a little bit premature. But you will get a chance to see Caitlin Clark do her thing, and Juju Watkins.
Yes, cousin Juju.
We have seen the Kings do their thing throughout the course of the season. There's been a lot of ups and downs throughout it, and that's what nets you a 6 seed situation. Even though they're only on a 2-game winning streak, does it feel like the Kings are playing the best basketball of the season? 916-339-1140. Does it feel like the Kings are playing the best basketball of the season? And we start with Chris Watkins.
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think it's more so on the defensive end. Like, this just feels more sustainable and more dominant. Like, we've seen them win when they shoot the ball better than the other teams, which is a step in the right direction, but we haven't seen them kill it offensively and slow down the other team. And that's what we've seen here recently. And that's the best situation for convincing yourself that you can beat a team like the Celtics. You can beat anybody realistically in the NBA, is having multiple ways to win. And too many times in the year and a half here, it's been, we win on offense, we hope to get by on defense. Now we're seeing which way you want it. We can put 120 up on you, or you're not going to score over 112 like they haven't in the past 5 games. So I think that's why I feel like right now is the best they've played, because you're seeing it on both sides of the ball, and it really is, they can play whatever style you want. They played the Knicks style, still almost got that win. They've played, that San Antonio Spurs game was 131 to 129. If you just want to get into a foot race, if you want to get into a shootout, the Kings are more than willing to do that too. So that I think is more conducive to playoff basketball, and just in general, it's more conducive to actually beating good teams, which the Kings have already done tons this year. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm looking at the month of March, and the Kings beat the Timberwolves, and then they had that bad loss to the Bulls. But after they had the bad loss to the Bulls, they beat the Lakers, they beat the Spurs, they had the bad loss to the Rockets. That was baby race day.
Yeah.
And then after that loss to the Rockets, then they beat the Bucks, beat the Lakers, lost to the Knicks in a close one, and then beat the Grizzlies and beat the Raptors last night. So there have been a couple games that you would have liked, but there's been some games that you really liked as well.
Yeah. No, and you have the Keon element of it too, where, he feels like he's playing great basketball, that you're just excited to see more with him. De'Aaron and Domas continue to be great. Malik has kind of found a bit of consistency here as well. Everything's just kind of falling into place. HB, we mentioned at the top of the show, he's got 5 straight games with 10+ points. So it's just kind of starting to feel like everyone is pulling on the right string at the right time. And Mike Brown talked about it a little bit last night. It's the fact that, with the free throws specifically, I think is what he was initially addressing. Throughout the day-to-day of the season, you get lost in trying to figure things out, like, hey, we're not defending well, we need to focus on that. Hey, we're not knocking down free throws, we need to focus on that. Right now, the focus is just, let's play our best basketball and let's get these wins however means possible. And sometimes just simplifying things like that really do wonders. And it just feels like everybody, and I hate to feed into everybody who's saying we're being negative, but it really feels like everybody except for Keegan Murray is really, really playing great basketball right now. And you have to feel like Keegan at some point is going to turn a corner here. He's such a good shooter that the fact that he goes 0 of 5 last night, he's gone 1 of 7, it feels like the past couple games before that as well. Like, those shots are going to fall eventually. And I think him knocking down just like 2 or 3 shots, 3 threes a game will do wonders for his confidence. So I'm really not concerned about it, but the reality is right now it feels like everybody's playing really, really good basketball, and Keegan's just kind of the only one that's floating a little bit.
And we'll ask the question later. Are you worried about Keegan Murray and what he brings to this team? And we know what he does defensively. Haven't really talked about Keegan's defense that much, simply because we've all been talking about Keon's defense. But you're going to need Keegan on both ends if you want to accomplish what I know this team from the beginning of the season has said that they want to accomplish. But they're getting there. They're getting closer step by step. When we return, we will see if the teams in the Western Conference, the other teams, are also getting there and getting where they need to be. By the way, a winner has been picked, but you will have a chance. Same day. We're doing a same day giveaway. So Hannibal Buress, tomorrow, you will have an opportunity to win tickets, 12 p.m. So be sure to listen in, and we'll see who picks the lucky number for your chance to win tickets to see Hannibal Buress. When we return, continuing to talk about the Kings and also some pocket watching. What happened last night? What's happening tonight? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With conference championships around the corner, now's the time to register for the Dos Million Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Then fill out your bracket before the tournament tips off March 21st.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Amid Rock on the text line says that January 25th game win over the Warriors started a streak. Then that's when the Kings went 5-2, which he says, I believe, is the best the team played. Then it all crumbled against Detroit. That was when we were in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean,
you take the Kings now over that version of the team.
I think I would. I mean, I mean, if you include Keon into there as well, like I think that they're just on both sides of the ball. It just feels like right now. This is. I mean, because how many times have we just seen something as simple as this team? You know, Amid Rock even says there. Then it all crumbled against Detroit. Well, that's been the difference about this stretch. Is knock on wood, there's still a golden opportunity for it tonight against the new Detroit, if you will. But sorry,
don't be that team.
But yeah, you know, I think that's the biggest difference is they're not blowing games to teams like Detroit, where they have done that all season long. And right now it sounds crazy, but the fact that they're beating bad teams to me is yet another sign that they're playing their best basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, you got to take care of it tonight. Continue to do what you are supposed to do. I feel like they will. It feels like I hate to do the turn the corner thing. And we've talked about, is it a sharp turn? Is it a wide turn? Not willing to say what type of turn it is yet, but this team definitely looks different. I think, honestly, to answer the question, we'll know more after this road trip.
Yeah.
We'll know more after this road trip, because if you do beat the Magic as well, and we're going to see the Magic getting into pocket watching, the Pelicans are at Magic tonight. So hopefully the Magic, and I know the 5 seed is slowly but surely going away, but that's because the Pelicans are refusing to lose right now. But this is a team that I think could mess around. Now, the thing is, if the Magic beat the Pelicans, are you now more worried about the Magic on Saturday?
I'm worried about the Magic regardless.
That's
They're
what I'm
playing
saying.
really good basketball right now. I'm looking at it right here. They have won 8 of their last 10 games, and they're locking people down the same way the Kings are. They haven't allowed 112 points to an opponent. Wow. Oh my goodness. They haven't allowed 112 points to an opponent since mid-February. So we're talking about a legitimately great defensive team, and a team that's also putting up a ton of points. Like they're putting up 115, 119, 115, 114, 112 every single night. And so it's going to be a battle for the Kings. It feels like every time they play the Magic, it ends up going to overtime or some, De'Aaron Fox from half court at the buzzer. They play them really well. And I think we talked about it yesterday, but Magic probably have a little bit of bad taste in their mouth from the last time they played the Kings on the Kings floor. Franz Wagner went out early in that game. De'Aaron didn't have a good game, and so Malik just really put the team on his back. I think he had a 30-point night that night, And they barely outlasted the Magic. Was that in single over? It might have even been double.
It was
double overtime. So even when they beat them at home, it took a lot of things going in the Kings' favor for them to get that result. It's not going to be easy tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy, but the Kings have to take care of business.
Pelicans
themselves.
can soften them up. Maybe.
Right. Before that, this is what happened last night. Not really a great day as far as pocket watching. The Suns won.
Terrible.
And the Warriors won.
Yeah. Everything that the Kings needed didn't happen.
Neither thing went the way that you would hope. And the Warriors had the Grizzlies without the Warriors played the same team that the Kings did. They did not have to go to overtime, but I think the Grizzlies, when you're just not a very good team, you show flashes, and they showed that flash against the Kings, and that was supposed to be a game that they would sneak. And
G.G. Jackson had 35.
I didn't realize he was 19.
He's insanely young. Yeah,
I did not realize
player
that.
coming into this draft, and there were some character issues with him, which is why he fell. I heard some stories about how some of his pre-draft workouts went, and just a lot of immaturity, and you tie in that immaturity with him literally being the youngest player in the draft class and
going to the Grizzlies.
And then he goes to the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies, as we saw or have seen, character issues are something that they're willing to overlook, or at least think that they can fix it in house. And for all intents and purposes, it seems like Gigi's had a quiet rookie season on the off the floor front. And on the floor, he's been really great. I mean, I think he's averaged like 28 points a game in his last 8 games or something like that. He has been really, really good. But it comes with the question of, you're doing it for a team that has 25 wins or whatever. Right. How much of that is something that they can bank on, and how much of it is he's just a young dude getting stats for a team that's getting blown out by 20.
It's still NBA basketball.
It is.
And it's still NBA defenders.
Yeah.
So
I'm hesitant to go there, because the Grizzlies the other night reminded me of a place where the Kings were at for a very long time, and it's just tough to draw any conclusions.
So who's the guy that was cooking on a bad Kings team that maybe people thought, oh, this could translate to when the Kings get good, and it didn't happen?
I wouldn't say anyone had as long of a stretch as G, and not at like 28 a game, but like there's a couple stray like Skal Labissiere 30-point games that had people feel. I still remember the game against the Suns. He had 30 points. It kind of became a meme, but Ben McLemore always had his career highs on game 82. Things like that. Ray McCallum, everyone always talks about Ray McCallum, and he had a stretch at the end of the season where Isaiah Thomas and DeMarcus had to miss time. So it was like Ray McCallum, Ben McLemore, and just a bunch of guys who were probably also out of the league in a couple years. And Ray McCallum had this crazy stint of like 14 points and 8 assists and 7 rebounds for a week. It's just, when you're on a bad team, it's like Andres Biedrins. Everyone always says it about him. He was a ridiculous rebounder on those Warriors teams, but it's also because they were missing a lot and somebody had to get the rebounds. And so he would get like 6 points and 17 rebounds every single night. So it's just kind of tough when someone's on a bad team to say, how does this translate to a winning situation?
All we know is that it's better than being bad on a bad team.
Absolutely.
And not getting
a lot
any
better
run.
than Jordan pooling it.
Yeah, on a bad team. For what it's worth, looking a little bit in the future for the Kings, the Sixers, that's who the Suns beat. Basically the same situation that the Kings will be in on Monday. The Sixers came to Phoenix and the Suns won 115-102. So again, taking care of business. I use that as a barometer for the Kings. If the Suns are beating those teams, you need to be beating those teams. Looking forward to tonight. It's actually a huge night tonight. I'm gonna sit down and
looked at this.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna enjoy a nice birthday meal and hope that to get a birthday beam as the Kings take on the Wizards.
Okay.
The Pelicans are at Magic.
Love that.
All right. Jazz are at Mavericks. Maybe Colin Sexton. Maybe something. Help us out here. And then you have the Hawks. I don't think this is going to go well. Hawks at Suns.
Wait, the Suns play like a non-3 seed or 2 seed or 1 seed?
Exactly.
Wait,
so
what?
all the teams around the Kings are in action tonight.
Yeah.
Mavericks, Suns, and the Pelicans.
And you got to take care of business.
You have to.
That's exactly.
You have to hold serve.
Got to hold serve. Exactly.
You have to hold serve because it feels like the Suns are going to beat the Hawks. We don't know what the Pelicans are going to do against the Magic.
Right.
They're a little bit further ahead anyway, and it feels like the Mavericks will take care of the Jazz. They're playing some great ball right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But even you mentioned the Pelicans. I mean, if they lose, the Kings creep a game closer. Like they would be a game behind the Pelicans, one game behind the Pelicans. And as we know, there still is that Pelicans game dangling out there in late April. So I'm not getting my hopes up for it. The Kings will have to be at least tied with the Pelicans at that point in the season for it to matter.
Haven't seen this team.
They haven't seen this.
They
team.
haven't seen
That's
this
right. That
Kings
is right.
Team, right?
So you gotta just put yourself in the best situation possible. Of course, winning definitely does that. But on a night where you're playing the Wizards, shouldn't even be a thought. You have to take care of business. And yeah, you don't want, you just hope that a team like the Mavericks maybe chokes. You hope that maybe the Jazz can pull it together for a night and beat a team that you need them to beat. But besides that, I mean, really, you're taking care of your own business, and that's beating the Wizards right now. That's first and foremost what's important.
Yeah, because if you don't, the Mavericks, they'll be right there, and the Suns.
Yep.
Both of those teams
on your tail
have games against lesser opponents tonight. All three of you do.
Yep.
So who is going to blow it? Hopefully the Kings don't, and hopefully the other teams, the Mavericks and the Suns, do. When we return, which team do you believe in more? This season's team or last season's team? Seems like an open-ended question. Well, that's exactly what it is. And we want to hear from you. Which team do you have more confidence in? Last season's team or this season's team to make some noise in the postseason? 916-339-1140. Your calls, your texts, your Sack Chat. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains tocopherol, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Maida Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado LT and RST half-ton diesel in stock after rebates. A Maida Chevy exclusive. See all the truck season savings at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/24.
Lead generation is one of the most important aspects of any marketing campaign. Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products or services to them. Go to aimyourdigital.com today. aimyourdigital.com.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass, Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury, for almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777. Coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, March 30th. World One presents The Jacksons with Sister Sledge. Tickets available now at the Thunder Valley box office, Ticketmaster.com, and World1Presents.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Naturewood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
And local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Which team do you believe in more? Last season's team or this season's team? By the way, I want to make sure I get this right. Beam team. Is that every team moving forward with the beam, or is that specific to last season?
I think history will show that it's probably just going to be the team of last season, as in like the team that broke the streak. But I don't know if we have an official answer for it right now. I would say that it's probably more so just last team, but at the same time, it's almost kind of become just the Kings' identity in general. Like I don't think anybody would, look at you another way if you said, "Oh yeah, the Beam team is playing really well right now." Like I think it's just kind of
sure. Well, that's what I'm asking. Are they
Yeah.
the Beam team, or was last season?
You shouldn't be asking questions about the Beam. I thought you learned this week one.
I'm part of Sacramento now. And by
Anything
the way,
Beam related.
for those who weren't listening,
It's his birthday.
it's not what I was going to say.
I
That's
definitely
not what I was
thought
going
it
to say. For those who weren't listening to the crosstalk, I announced
Thought it was your birthday.
No, I did not. I
You
announced Jason Ross already knew. So he said,
Okay,
Jason,
all right, but you said-
Jason is
all
a gentleman and a scholar. I will be participating in Mr. Sacramento 2024.
Yeah, you said that, but like, were you actually like? Is that your actual?
Oh, I've already looked it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm entering too.
Good.
I'm getting ripped.
I've known a couple people who have entered. I think I know.
So
somebody
last
who
year
won.
wasn't the first year.
No. They've done it for a while.
Well,
Yeah, they've done it for a while.
I can't wait to be in it.
Yeah.
How many Zonts have won it?
That's a fantastic question. If I had to guess, not a lot.
Wow.
We know how that prejudice lies.
Yeah.
we know how
Yeah.
people feel.
I think Pooh Jetter won it the year
About
he
the
was here.
tall-
Well, we would hope that he would, and I will be in it. Nate, we can train.
What kind of
together.
campaigning does
Yeah.
that involve?
We're gonna figure it out. We
Okay,
got all
okay.
summer.
Yeah.
Going to our favorite restaurants and just being like, you guys got to vote for me.
Got to vote for me. You got to politic. I've never
Feels
lost.
like you have an unfair advantage.
Why?
Because you're broadcasting it.
Well, isn't that
to
the point
public?
though?
There's gonna be people that hate on me for it though,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and I love my
And
haters.
I was
It drives
haters are
me.
your motivators.
Stole the
Yeah,
words right
absolutely.
out of my
and
mouth.
it drives me. It drives me. And
Fuel.
last season was not fueled by hate. It was fueled by the beam.
That's right.
And it was fueled by an electric offense.
Ooh.
Didn't have the defense that they had this season, which begs the question, which team do you believe in more, this season or last season's team. This is from the 530. Cliff, this year's team.
Wow.
Last year was brand new for everyone except Barnes. They'll be much better prepared and know what to expect from playoff atmosphere, pressure, and officiating. Can't wait. That's from Cliff in the 530.
Wow. How much a month changes, right?
It changes so much.
Yeah. Because there would have been people
so
a month ago, rightfully so even. I'm not saying those people are wrong or those people are fair weather or anything like that. But no, I mean, it's just like a month ago, you would have been crazy for saying, or you would have definitely been having a hot take by saying, no, I think that this Kings team, look, just trust me, they're trending better than last year.
And that can all change tonight.
It can. It sure can.
But
it sure can.
But I think the belief is that it won't, because they have been taking care of business. Let's get to TC, who always takes care of business when he's on the phone lines and has something to say. What's up, TC? You are on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. What you got for us?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, hey, happy birthday, bro, Alan.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, my guy.
Off top. And then, hey, Chris, look, so what I got, the Beam team is going to be really here forever, bro. And so, you know what I mean? I don't think the Beam team could be this Kings team. You get me? Like the Beam, I don't want to differ like between 1 and 2. I think it's just gonna be the Beam team forever, because that's our little thing out here in Sac, man. We got our Beam, like the Beam, like that's our course. That's not going nowhere. Like I think a lot of people would be upset if Vivek was like, you know what? I'm taking the Beam away. That was just a try and this and that. Everybody would kind of be upset. So that's like the Beam team. To answer the question as far as last year and this year, it's a talk kind of in the middle, but I'm gonna lean towards this year based on the defense. I know the defense was kind of shaky, but last year we were just doing a bunch of outscoring teams, just running up and down the court, and we really wasn't trying to stop anybody. This year, bro, we're actually trying to stop people. We're trying to turn Keegan into a two-way player. We got Keon, and now like these last 5 games where we've been top 5 defensively, bro, we're scary going into the playoffs. So I'm gonna give the edge to this year team because we're playing defense, bro.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for the call, TC. As always, it has to be, and I think we're finally to the place, and they could lose in the first round again, but I think we're finally to the place where a lot of us have stopped looking at that team last season as the 3 seed and stopped looking at what that should mean, right? And to your point, and what we've been saying throughout the course of the season, you can still have a successful season if you lose in the first round because of how ridiculous this Western Conference is. I guess that doesn't really mean that you believe in one team more than the other. You can't do this, and now we're doing the Brock Purdy, let's put them on different teams thing.
Right.
This team last season may have been a 4 or 5 seed, but probably wins in the first round.
Right. Or they could have been a 2 seed.
Or either way.
They could have been a higher seed.
This defense is something that we haven't seen before from the Mike Brown Kings team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My pick is still this year's team. For the reason everyone's really said. I mean, I agree with the texter and just saying the year extra of experience, like the knowledge of knowing what they're walking into, the fact that, you know, we can say that they can actually match up with teams and have playoff experience just not matter at all, whether it be, you know, again, a matchup against OKC or a matchup against Minnesota. Having it not work against you is a big positive, I think. The team in general seems to have a better awareness of who they are and individually just the roles that they serve. Obviously, last year you would say the form of the guys was definitely better. Kevin Huerter was shooting a lot better. Keegan Murray was shooting a lot better. HB was just more involved in the offense in general. But this year, it just feels like everybody definitely knows what their role is. And I mean, especially if they're playing this level of defense, I mean, we didn't see any of this last year. So this is definitely this current version, these last 5 games, this is the Kings team that I would take against any of the versions of the Kings teams we've seen these past 2 seasons.
Yeah, and playoff basketball, there's no way to replicate it, right? No. And I know we spoke about the in-season tournament and what that means and how teams can maybe try to replicate it, but that's the thing, you're always trying to replicate it. It is not possible. And off the top of your head, Chris, does it feel like the Kings, just based on what they did last season, I know we probably did this at the beginning of the season, have they had more primetime games of this season than last season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Last year, I feel like I can remember that. Like there was the Knicks game, there was the Brooklyn Nets game, and there was maybe like 2 other ones. I don't think they had a single game, maybe one on ESPN last year, and they maybe had a handful of NBA TV. This year, it's felt like they've had already like 6 or 7 that have been on NBA TV, TNT, or ESPN. And I think they actually have a crazy backloaded national TV schedule.
Probably based on who they're facing.
Tons. I know the Dallas game, I think the second Dallas game is going to be an ESPN game. I believe the Phoenix game as well at the end of the year is going to be, it's going to be on NBA TV. Okay, here we go. I have the list in front of me. Sixers game coming up, NBA TV. The second Mavericks game, NBA TV. The Celtics game on the road, NBA TV. The Pelicans game, unfortunately, is going to be on TNT for the nation to see. And then the Phoenix Suns, the second to last game of the season, will also be on NBA TV. So that's 5 more national televised games that they haven't even gone through yet.
I think that helps. You talk about trying to duplicate or
I mean, that
replicate.
Lakers blowout the other day on national TV definitely helped.
You know, just being used to those bright lights and seeing Keon, not just Keon, everybody in those bright lights. We're going to talk about Keegan Murray and whether or not you're worried about him yet. Things that you want to see tonight at 1:00. We're doing the Wizards preview. Keegan, we need you to hit some threes, brother.
Yeah.
0 for 5 last night. That is the one black eye, if you will, on the night, and you don't want to worry yet, but you are going to need Keegan to make those 3-pointers. That is something that has been in and out all season long, and really the Kings have won in spite of Keegan not able to keep it going. And if Keegan has a season like last season, you're probably fighting for a 3 seed right now and not the 6 seed.
Probably.
That's how important he's been. And you got to find a way to get him going. But Keon Ellis has been going, and we will hear from Coach Mike Brown and what he had to say about Keon Ellis, who got his 5th DPOG crown. They might have to start just excluding Keon because you could probably give it to him every single game. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with 0 down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to mark your calendars because here is your live events calendar. It's time to amp up your entertainment game. First, catch the comedic brilliance of Hassan Minhaj at the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center, March 29th. It'll be an evening filled with laughter that you don't want to miss. But hold on, it gets even better. On March 30th, Thunder Valley presents an unforgettable night with the Jacksons and Sister Sledge. Dance the night away to their legendary hits. And that's not all. You don't want to miss NF's electrifying performance at the Golden One Center presented by Live Nation on June 8th. You'll be blown away by his raw talent and magnetic stage presence. And speaking of legendary performances, mark your calendars for June 11th. Because Live Nation is bringing Janet Jackson to the Golden One Center. A night packed with iconic hits and mesmerizing choreography that will leave you speechless. And then, June 15th, Ronnie Chang brings his hilarious show to the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center. It's an evening of hilarious comedy and unforgettable moments. Visit livenation.com or Ticketmaster to grab your tickets. And that's your live events calendar. We're your ultimate destination for the hottest live events in town.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair,
skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it. Between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on. It's time to hit the road with powerful performance and fewer fill-ups. Toyota has more hybrid and plug-in hybrid options than any other brand, with the same legendary dependability you can count on. Right now, get incredible 0% APR financing for 72 months, or choose a low lease on the all-electric 2023 PZ4X. Hurry in. Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 4/1/24.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
So what was this, Chris? You were confirming the amount of DPOG crowns.
Yeah, it's really tough, man. This league is way too offensive, man. Everybody just wants to, I can look up how many screen assists to the number Domantas Sabonis has, but the second I try and look up any sort of defensive metric, not that defensive player of the game crowns are really a true stat, but it's just nobody cares about specifics when it comes to defense. But it turns out that Domantas Sabonis is actually in second for the defensive player of the game crowns this season with 6. De'Aaron is in first with 7, and our guy Keon Ellis is creeping up. He's, if we're doing sample size here, crowns per game, Keon's got 5 already on the season, and as we know, he's played way less games than De'Aaron and Domas.
Yeah, they're gonna have to exclude him.
Yes.
Because you're going to
be it's like how Malik's in his own dunk category, and it's like, oh yeah, hey, De'Aaron and Keegan can have this fun little competition between themselves because we know who the real dunk champion is. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, we could give the crown to Keon every game here. So it's like, the whoever's in second.
Well, what it is it's similar to lighting the beam, right? Sometimes they pick someone to light the beam that didn't really ball out.
That's right.
Because you could pick Domas every single time.
Night. Yep.
Or De'Aaron Fox most nights, so you can't pick him every single time. But you can let him take the crown of having the most and then shut him down. You can definitely do that if you would like. And here is Mike Brown on Keon Ellis and why he's been winning so many DPOG crowns and his defensive prowess. That is something that the Kings have not had.
I was talking to one of my coaches a couple of days ago, and I was trying to figure out who he reminds me of defensively. And I'm not sure yet. His skill set is unique. His arms are a lot longer than what you think. His anticipation and his feel for a young guy, never been around it. Not for a second-year guy that played in the G League his whole first year and got limited minutes so far. I've been in the league 30-something years, and I can't fully grasp it because he's so young, but he plays like an old soul, and his feel is like an old soul. But he's probably a little bit quicker than you think, a little bit more athletic than you think. Arms are a little longer than you think, and his feel, anticipation, hands. It's early, but they might be second to nobody. I'm not sure, so it's going to take some time for me to really figure him out. But he's doing a hell of a job for him.
On the round table, yesterday we were having a conversation about Keon Ellis and how good he could be and who he could become, basically a player comp. And you brought up possibly a top 20 defender in the league.
Yeah.
I know I said we might need to pump the brakes. We might need to see more. Frankie and Brendan had their thoughts as well. But I'll say this. It does not matter what I think, and you might be onto something, because for Mike Brown to say it's early, he did say it's early, but it might be second to nobody.
That's insane.
This is a guy,
like he said, 30-something years. He's been in the league.
He's been in the league. He's coached the Spurs, the Warriors, the Cavs, all of these
some
teams.
Great defenders on some of those teams.
All of these teams. Yeah. And for him to say that about a second-year guy, a two-way guy, an undrafted guy, and Keon Ellis, somebody a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, on the text line, brought up a comp of Keon Ellis and Brock Purdy in terms of finding something that you did not expect. It is still early, and we're not trying to do the comparison because that's a quarterback in the NFL.
And Keon's not winning MVP or even touching the MVP conversation.
If I could chime in on that comparison,
sure.
I'm sorry. It's more of like a Dre Greenlaw, like a middle of the round kind of guy, not like a Brock Purdy take over the team star.
I hear you.
That's Jokic.
Okay. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. The point is, you're finding something you did not expect. Right? You found something that you wanted it to be good, but this could be even greater than anybody thought. You take that scratcher from earlier, and it was a $2 scratcher, and you're walking away with some nice cheese.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're seeing with Keon. We don't know how good, but for Coach Mike Brown, he was the defensive coordinator for a championship team out there in the Bay.
Yep.
And for him to say this, it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm trying to not jump to crazy conclusions, but Mike Brown said he's been in the league for 30 plus years, and you hear him I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say about the level of guy that you think he can be, because again, it's this is somebody who hasn't played a lot this season. And you're just seeing what he's doing essentially. I don't want to say off feel or off vibes or anything, but this is not a guy who's, just now settling into his rotation. He's just now getting established into the rotation. And again, I've been saying it, but Keon Ellis, just how he's going to develop in these next 14 games is going to be crazy. Imagine what it would have looked like if you had 80, not saying, I know we talked earlier, there's people who say, why didn't you play him all year? That was never going to happen. But imagine next season what Keon Ellis is going to look like with a full 82 games, which I would assume he's pretty much a shoe in the rotation at this point. What is that going to look like? It's really exciting as a Kings fan. And again, this is just not a role that the Kings stumble into ever. They don't ever get some surprise defensive guy. Maybe you'll find, they've had Isaiah Thomas before, who, was the 60th pick in the draft. It came out of nowhere, ended up being an electric scorer. But
back in the league,
for a defender to be at the level that Keon is at already, and again, he hasn't really put on a ton of weight. He's still young in his experience in the league. He's still got so much room to grow. It's really exciting. I mean, it's almost, in a weird way, I feel like his defensive potential, I almost feel like how I felt in the California Classic after watching Keegan drop 40 in back-to-back Cal Classic games. I'm like, look, this thing is I don't even want to put a limitation on how good I think it can be, because I do truly think it can be as high as the best in the league. I really do think Keon Ellis has potential to be the best defender in the NBA. And I don't really have much fear saying it. I just think he's got to put some things together, but he's really not far off. Just from a pure instincts perspective, you see a dude getting 5 steals or 5 combined steals and blocks one day by getting 5 blocks and a steal, and then the next game getting 5 steals and a block. It's pick your poison, man. He can give you whatever you need on the defensive end. And again, he's still so young in his career, hasn't even gotten to the point where he's physically more dominant than these guys.
Yeah. And the question for me, and we have really tossed this around, is the wings, right? Or are the wings? Can he guard the wing position? That's what we need to see more of. We know he can guard the guard position, because that is, when you talk about a Jaden McDaniels and guys on other teams, that wing defender, that's what the Kings have been missing. And honestly, there can be a limit. He doesn't have to lock down every wing, because Keegan Murray is also on the rise defensively. So you're just building pieces like Legos. You're just building pieces trying to finish off the project, and you have Keegan figuring things out defensively. Now you add in a Keon, and even if Keon isn't as good against wings, if it's a switch off between Keon and Keegan, they cannot screen those guys. They cannot screen with those guys, because Keegan can do well enough against guards, and we assume that Keon will be able. We've already seen some of it. Would like to see more. Maybe if we see Keon on Kuzma today for some switches, let's see what he's able to do against a bigger guy like Kyle Kuzma. That is how this thing continues to grow and mature. And Keon Ellis, really, the sky is the limit. We talked about Keegan defensively. It's time to talk about Keegan offensively. Are you worried about Keegan Murray? That, and we preview the Wizards. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. LaPorte is over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Been chased. Throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down again.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer, expires March 31st. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
We love the game because anything can happen. There's no sure thing.
How did that go in?
Every play,
Oh my goodness!
every shot,
Are you kidding me?
every swing is a risk if you bet.
I can't believe that just happened.
There's no easy money. There's no luck. And no one wins all the time. If you bet, bet responsibly and always set a limit. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
Keep it here to Sactown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Fox now on the left angle, gets to 2-point range, lobs it out to Herter, wide open. 3 to seal the deal. He's got the triple, and Fox has a career-high 16th assist.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Debo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
To take a moment here to thank someone. If you heard him call in, he was really about that action and stood on business. And during the break, I get a delivery, and we don't have a lot of time during these breaks. During the break, we get a delivery, or I get a delivery, and it's some crumble cookies. Shout out to the morning show, and when we do our birthday guesses and things like that, but it's a box of crumble cookies, and if you know crumble cookies, them things is thick, right? I got a half dozen crumble cookies from our P1.
Oh my God,
Steven.
Not only that, you're burying the lead here.
I know.
This man knows you too well.
Yes.
2 oatmeal raisin cookies,
and I have never had the oatmeal raisin crumble cookies.
Yeah, nobody
before.
else has, because normally oatmeal raisins general go in the trash.
Let it ride.
Yeah, this is a real Go Allen vibe.
Steven, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Did not expect that at all. And and Chris is taking pictures. That is outstanding, Steven. Thank you so much.
The question left is who's going to beat Steven and bring you something even better.
Right. Maybe Drake's can drop off a Mercedes.
Oh,
that's
Drake?
right.
Dude.
It's a quick, he could drive half an hour there, half hour back.
He's got
Mercedes.
Dude, yeah, he's got
time.
Perfect amount of time. Actually.
Yeah.
That's
Make
right.
it a half hour down there and then a half hour back.
It would be right in time.
Yeah,
but
right
Steven,
at 2 o'clock.
Thank you so much. That is great stuff, and I will definitely be enjoying it between the. And now I have to joke with Carmichael Dave about working out because he always gets on me because I had a Cinnabon this morning. Now I got these cookies.
Yeah. Seemed a little too disappointed when you said that you were going to do the Mr. Sacramento, and he was like, "Is there a swimsuit portion?" And you were like, "No," and he was like, I was like, seemed a little actually disappointed.
He turned away.
Yeah,
he turned away. He was out.
Now that you mention it, he's asked to see me with my shirt off too previously. At a pool party. I got in trouble for it.
I feel like we should continue this conversation in HR's office.
Yeah. Dave.
Yeah, well, that's just what Carmichael Dave does. But thank you so much, Steven. Truly did not expect it. And this has been outstanding and an outstanding day so far.
Yes.
And the Kings are trying to make it an outstanding year. And you have Keegan Murray, who's been outstanding on the defensive end, but offensively, maybe not exactly what you would like to see. As last night he goes 0 for 5. He's hanging on from an average score standpoint because he's getting to the cup, which I think is great, Chris.
Yes, absolutely.
But 3-point, you want to know what he's shooting from 3-point range, what percentage he's shooting? I'll give you can guess.
Okay.
In the last 10 games, what Keegan Murray is shooting from 3. He's averaging 11 points a game, 11.8. Yeah. And now guess what he's been shooting, his percentage from 3-point range.
I kind of cheated because I looked at his last 8, but I would say his last 10 probably would be 25% from 3.
He's shooting 38% from field goal.
Okay, that's terrible.
Okay, and he's shooting 23% from 3-point range.
Yeah, that's
23%.
Yeah, that's that's especially at this point in the season. That's tough, man. Like that, you're thankfully the Kings have had Malik step it up, but we can't forget that this season was largely supposed to be really the success of this year was going to be on the back of Keegan Murray. That was the internal development was supposed to mainly be from Keegan Murray, and we've seen it on the defensive end, but it was not supposed to be at the cost of his offense as well. And then now we really don't even have the we can call it an excuse or the reason of, well, he's being asked to guard John Moran. He's being asked to guard Steph Curry. Well, now with Keon Ellis's emergence here, that really hasn't been the case. It's just good old-fashioned missing shots. And, it's like I said earlier, it's not super concerning because I do think Keegan is a guy who, he's still a shooter. Even though he is a fantastic shooter, every shooter goes through bad stretches. This is clearly that. I don't think this is an indication of who he is. This is definitely not the time for it, but I just have to believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The same way, I can be burned all year long. I kept believing the Kevin Huerter turnaround was coming and it never did. I just have to fully believe that Keegan Murray, who has just made his bones off of shooting the basketball, I got to believe that it's going to come back here at some point. But man, like it's been really bad. And, if maybe Keon wasn't playing as well as he's playing right now, maybe the Kings wouldn't be winning as much and we would be pointing the finger a whole lot more at Keegan. But thankfully his teammates have stepped up. That's why there's 5 guys out there on the floor. But of course, if this Kings team really wants to be humming, if they really want to be a true media dark horse to come out of the first round, a big part of that's going to be Keegan Murray playing a lot better to end this season.
Well, hopefully that will start tonight.
Hopefully.
The last time the Kings played the Wizards, Keegan played 32 minutes. He shot 52% from the field. He shot 57% from 3-point range. He was 100% from the free throw line. He had 25 points.
Okay, we love that.
He had 25 points. So maybe
Kyle
that
Kuzma's
gets him
not
going.
An elite defender for sure. So.
Maybe that gets him going. And maybe this is something that can jumpstart Keegan Murray and that offense because without Kevin Huerter, even with Kevin Huerter, you need it. Without Kevin Huerter, you definitely
gotta have it.
You definitely need it. And I'm not worried yet. I'm putting so much on this road trip.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out by the end of this road trip, though.
Yeah.
I would like for you to shoot well tonight against a bad team, make your first shot and get the monkey off your back and move forward because you're definitely going to need that offense against the Magic.
I got a question for you. What do you think? Somebody brought this up on the live stream yesterday. Would it have been a good idea or would you have been a fan of Keegan playing in that fourth quarter last night?
I tweeted about it.
Really?
Yes. I said, essentially, obviously you don't want anybody to get injured.
Right.
But it would be nice to get Keegan going.
Right.
And obviously you're going to opt to not. And I think it's because maybe
today,
Coach Mike Brown feels as if they can get it done today. And if something were to go wrong, he's not hearing the end of it. That's the issue.
Right. Because if he just continues, he goes like 0 of 9 yesterday from 3, then it's compounding on the problem.
Or injury or something like that.
Right.
That's the problem. And then what's the line, right? Keegan was 0 for 5 last night.
Mm-hmm.
So you put him in that fourth quarter, he makes 1, so he's 1 for 6.
Right.
Against the
right.
In garbage time. Does he really feel better? I don't know.
And even if he goes 3 for 9, okay, what if he then tonight goes 1 for 7 again? Like,
yes.
It then clearly
help. I would have liked it. I also know how, or I also understand how people can feel like that doing that is a little bit overblown.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm okay with it either way for everything you just outlined. I think there is maybe something to it. I mean, last year in the playoffs, I think it was game 3, Keegan got inserted in that fourth quarter when they were getting blown out by Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of when he found his game. And then game 4 past that, he was one of the best players for the Kings that series. So that's kind of the biggest positive that you could have gotten. But I don't know if the risk reward is worth it. And at the end of the day, like you said, you could end up doing more damage than good, whether he actually gets hurt. Or again, what if he goes out there and he misses the next 3 and then he's 0 of 8 and then he really is like, oh my gosh, coach really is going to be wondering about my shots now. He clearly was already thinking about it, threw me out there. You just don't want to get in his head any more than what he already is. Because again, we've seen Keegan be a lights out shooter. This is all the same way we talked about with Kevin Huerter. This is mental, man. This is all in his head. And the quicker you can get Keegan out of his head, I think the better, because, he's a quiet guy. And a lot of the times these quiet guys let their feelings kind of fester and build up. And, when he's already in his head, the last thing you want is more negative thoughts creeping in there.
Here it is, the injury report for the Wizards and kind of their breakdown. DC is a 90-minute flight from Toronto.
Yes.
So quick one. 2 wins since January 31st. No, that is not a typo.
No, it is not.
2
it's
wins.
Just the saddest fact of all time.
They now have the worst record in the NBA. They are 11 and 58. Yes. They've lost 5 in a row.
Worse than the Pistons.
Worse than the Pistons. And Kyle Kuzma, if you remember, had some jokey jokes for the Pistons, saying nobody wants to be that team to lose to the Pistons when they were going through what they were going through. The injury report, Kyle Kuzma will play. He missed the last 2 games with shoulder soreness. I'm actually a little bit glad he'll play.
Yeah.
I want the Kings kind of rocking and rolling to face 2 teams, a Wizards team without Kyle Kuzma. Then you got to go to Orlando. I'm actually glad that Kyle Kuzma will play, because that would be quite the difference in competition, if you will.
He's also probably going to play hero ball where, maybe if Kuzma's not out there, it's a bunch of guys trying to prove themselves and they're playing the right way. They're moving the ball around.
Right.
If Kuzma's out there, the ball stops with Kuzma.
Questionable. Denny Avdia with a knee. Rashawn Holmes with an illness out.
No.
You have Marvin Bagley with a back. Koulibaly with a wrist. Tyus Jones, that's interesting, with the back. Isaiah Livers, who was killing the Kings when he was on the Pistons, with a hip. And Landry Shamet with a calf as well. So
that's pretty much. We probably could do Wizard or playing right now in the NCAA tournament.
We honestly could run that back, and it's just another game that you have to take care of business without time. I mean, it's just is Jordan Poole going to start now, or is Jordan Poole the Malik Monk of a terrible basketball team? Hey, we're just better with you on the bench. I think I saw a quote not too long ago that was Jordan Poole saying, "I felt like I was able to play my brand of basketball off the bench." You mean because you have no responsibilities?
Exactly. Yes, because when you're starting, you might throw off people's rhythm, but if you're just thrown out there from a bench perspective, it's just like, hey, if he's scoring points, it really is just like, hey, it's somebody stacking on.
Okay, this just sparked something in my head.
Oh, no.
As far as Jordan Poole versus Malik Monk and the question of that 6th man and where that line lies. We'll talk about it. Also, going to talk some Niners. Brandon Ayuk with some jokey jokes with Mike Tomlin, but are they jokes to hide what could be going on in the background?
Wow.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown. CMC.
You can hear Hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
Right now, save up to $16,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. One of the nicest, most capable trucks you can buy with the biggest savings of the year. This is huge, and we have over 200 available.
Okay, so why choose Hoblet?
We do things a little different here at Hoblet. We're here to help you find the vehicle you need at the best possible price. That's why we don't have a bunch of dealer markups, surprise add-ons, or hidden fees. And we've become California's #1 new Ram truck dealer. At Hoblet, you'll get the small town experience with the big city savings and selection.
If you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,500 total net savings after $10,500 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $1,000 case construction rebate. Must have purchased qualifying new case equipment from an authorized case dealer and $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be a member of qualifying first responder association. 10th this net savings. See dealer for details.
Local.
Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
So this is what popped in my mind, right? Being a starter and a starting guard, even if you're not a point guard and you have some point guard responsibilities, Jordan Poole is basically telling us that regardless of whether he's on a championship team or literally the worst team in the league, Jordan Poole is going to do what Jordan Poole does. He scores. That to me, and that's all he's going to do, right? That's all he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is more in the Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams role of you are truly a six-man spark plug off the bench, microwave offense. I think Malik Monk can be more of that. I think he can be more than that. I think that's essentially what he's been on this Kings team. But when we're looking at the past six-man winners, okay, and just elite six men, I know that you're trying to convince, not you, but Mike Brown or whoever, trying to convince us of the Manu archetype. Maybe that works. But I do think that when we were reading off the names, Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams came up. I think Jordan Poole could be them because you have one responsibility. I think Malik Monk could be more than that.
I think Lou Will is a lot like Malik Monk. I think Lou Will actually gets a bad rap as a playmaker. I'm actually looking at some of his 6-man of the year campaigns, and it's 22-5 every year. 22.6 points, 5.3 assists, 20 points on the dot, 5.4 assists. He had a 15-point season where he only had 2 assists and won 6-man of the year. I think Lou Williams is more Malik Monk, and Jamal Crawford is definitely more Jordan Poole. Like, I think I feel like Malik still does. I don't know. And even, I just reading between the lines of what Slater said earlier, it sounds to me like he kind of understands where Mike Brown's coming from too, just where, Malik might, still be getting starter minutes, but it just, the game script works out a lot better for Malik to come off the bench. So, even though he is putting up starter numbers, even if you do feel like he can do more than that, he's so perfect in the role that he's in now. It's just tough to try and pull him away from it.
So you think that you do think there's a difference between that and a Jamal Murray?
Jamal Crawford, yes.
Jamal Crawford.
Yes, yeah. Because I think Lou Williams was a lot more of a point guard than he gets credit for. Much like Malik. Malik is more of a point guard than I think people give him credit for.
Okay. All right.
And I think Jamal
just popped in
really
my
was
head.
a bucket.
I just wanted to make sure not all 6 men are created equal.
No, for sure. They're all different. Yeah.
And maybe for Jordan Poole, that's the reasoning for Jordan Poole, but that shouldn't be the reason for Malik Monk.
Yeah.
And really, we won't know what makes the most sense until we know what the roster is next season. And we will continue to talk about that. But wanted to get into this, Chris. You know I'm into, I love my baseball. And
this is a lot bigger than baseball.
We spent a lot of time on baseball yesterday, relatively speaking, and something broke as I'm literally pulling up as we leave the studio, and I'm getting home, and I get a DM from my buddy who sends me the story. I hadn't even checked social media yet. I'm driving, and I get home. This thing breaks with Shohei Ohtani. For those of you who are not aware or maybe a little bit confused, I've been checking throughout the show. I haven't seen any huge differences or huge updates so far, but basically what broke yesterday. First of all, Shohei's translator, right, and very good friend.
Yeah, he's been with him since he entered the league,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes. First, he speaks with ESPN. He says this is about to come out, and the story is that Shohei, an account that was linked to an illegal gambling site, because you cannot gamble in California, $4.3 million were paid from a Shohei Ohtani account to pay off that debt. Initially, when the translator spoke with ESPN, it was that Shohei had covered it for him, right? Then they asked to basically, hey, take away that whole thing that he just said. Then they put out something yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, that it was theft and that Shohei didn't know that he took that $4.3 million to pay that debt. And that's all we got.
Yeah.
And now
the translator has been removed from the team.
Yes, the translator has been removed from the team. And there was a viral video where the translator, well, there's no video of this, but the translator goes into the clubhouse and says, hey, this is about to come out. This is all on me. I have a gambling problem. Shohei has nothing to do with this. There is a video hours prior to that.
During the game, right?
During the game of Shohei yucking it up, having a good time.
Like nothing's happening.
With the translator. So people are saying, what the heck is going on? Yeah. This is from.
Also, to add to that, Shohei was apparently this morning, because as we know, there's baseball at 3 in the morning if you're up. Apparently this morning, Shohei was pretty much ripped from the clubhouse and did not speak with media, and pretty much was thrown not literally, but they pretty much threw a blanket over his head and rushed him out the building.
Yes, he was not available to anybody. I'm seeing this here, the Pat McAfee show. Jeff Passan was on with them.
Really?
Talking about, I think, that clip. And this is Jeff Passan. When they were in the dugout yesterday, Shohei Ohtani knew that there was gambling involved with the translator. At some point yesterday, the story changed, and the statement was then that it was theft. So
this is so weird.
It is very bizarre, and you know me, okay, my tinfoil hat. It's not even me that has it on, but a lot of people. These are the options that we're seeing. Okay, Shohei paid because that's his guy, and he felt bad, and he's got the money.
Yeah.
Then once they knew that Shohei could get in trouble for it,
for helping him out,
because it's still illegal to sports gamble in California. They changed that to, hey, I'm just going to fall on the sword.
Yeah.
I'll say that I took the money.
Right.
That's the first option. The second option is flip the other way around.
Yep.
That the translator could be covering for Shohei.
Yes.
I don't believe that, but you give that to social media.
Yep.
Let me tell you, people, the memes, the internet almost broke yesterday.
Crazy.
Every movie that you've seen involving gambling. Pete Rose.
This might be the most that baseball has been talked about on social media, maybe in history.
It led First Take. 7 a.m.
Enough said.
7 a.m. It was the first story.
Yeah.
And we are.
It's so weird.
Yeah. We are definitely keeping an eye on all this.
Did Farhan know? Is this why the Giants weren't really in on Shohei?
Yeah, this is from David P. Sampson, who does a lot with Dan Lebitard. He's talking to Adnan Virk, and this is Adnan Virk kind of breaking things down. The cover-up can often be worse than the crime.
Yes.
This is not someone who's coming off the turnip truck. He's been in the U.S. for 25 years. He knows when you're with a bookie, it's illegal. Okay? So
it's not great.
And then for Shohei to, I guess, assume that he could pay this and it not be an issue.
Yeah.
Something is off.
I'd be pretty upset. I mean, let's assume the more innocent route here and say that this is the interpreter and Shohei's just being a good friend. I'm not mucking it up with him ever again. That's for sure. I mean, in
that game.
In that game. Like, you put me in a situation where I'm paying $4 million of your gambling debt. B, you clearly got that big of a debt because you knew I could probably bet. It's just, I'm really interested to find out what is the truth here, because either way, regardless, I think it looks bad for Shohei. I think it is bad for Shohei.
Did you bet knowing that I could probably bail you out?
Right.
If I wasn't your friend, would you have been betting like that?
Yes, and also this does become a situation where we got to find out when Shohei knew, right? When did he actually find out once the $4 million came out, or is that when he was first aware, or has he known that this guy has a sketchy history and still was it's fine, it's whatever? Because realistically, if Shohei's known for a couple of years now that this guy likes to dip his toe in the gambling pot, you probably should have stepped away from him a long time ago. And I know, it's probably tough because he's friends and he's literally his translator, so he's with him all the time, and it might be tough to lose somebody that close to your operation, but dude, there's Pete Rose has been kicked out of the game for gambling, and that's obviously not going to happen to Shohei here, but you're dancing on the line of something really bad.
So this is from Tisha Thompson this morning. According to ESPN's Tisha Thompson, an LA official said that Ohtani allegedly found out about the missing money during Ippy's post-game, that's a translator, post-game talk with the team. She also said that the translator lied in his first ESPN interview about Ohtani knowing about the debt.
So it is sounding like the interpreter is the sketchy guy here. He's the most sketchy guy in the room.
Yes, but and the whole yucking it up during the dugout thing, he's a translator for a reason. It's not as if Shohei, I don't know, it's not as if Shohei can sit there and have a conversation with somebody else.
Right.
If I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right,
but
exactly.
it didn't.
Of course, he's talking to his translator. That's one of the only people he can talk to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for optics' sake, it does not look good, and it does not sound good. When we return,
I'm also scrapping. I'm sorry. I'm not a scrapper, but I'm scrapping.
And Shohei, big boy, you don't want to deal with all that. When we return, we try to get back on the train because last night was not great. And we told you not to trail us. We told you not to follow us because it was going to be a tough game. The Kings took care of business. We did not on Prop Talk. Hopefully, we will when we get back. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A pretty nice spring-like day for this Thursday expected. Highs will peak in the lower 70s and expect overnight lows in the 40s. We'll have increasing clouds on Friday and rain moving in by Friday afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Come drive it. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, don't you soft on the party. Let's just so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always stopped. It's our party vibe. Everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans, and we'll help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Sacramento, a true warrior in the world of entertainment. Actor, musician, comedian, and ex-SNL writer Hannibal Buress will be coming to the Crust Theater this Friday, March 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours at eventbrite.com.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first. Day or night.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my friends at Fire Wings talking about Wings Day Wednesday. That's right, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. 3-flavor lineup includes 7 classic, 7 dry rub, and 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. A great place to watch and enjoy sports with friends. 21 delicious flavors to choose from. Save time. Order online for pickup or delivery. Just go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you. Order online. Earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Nature Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Right now, Meda Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2024 half-ton Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drives after rebates. A Meda Chevy exclusive.
See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/24.
See all the savings at MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Let's get back on the winning train. Chris, I know I did not do well. I'm pretty sure I don't think any of us hit, but you can double check.
Did we not?
I know I didn't because Malik had, I think, maybe 2 assists.
So, yeah, Allen had Malik at 5.5. I don't believe Malik hit that.
I think in the second quarter, Sabonis already had 11 rebounds.
Yeah, that was. Wait, so what?
I did defensive.
Yeah, did the defense hit?
They sure didn't.
That was the miss of the night.
Yes,
he had 17 in 28 minutes. Yeah, but they were basically all offensive.
Yes.
The miss of the night.
He just needed one more. He just needed one more
how does
defensive
that
rebound.
Because we're not playing the music.
And Keegan Murray did not even go.
My buddy, right after this segment, sends me a link, and he says, "Hopefully, you guys keep the train going." Yikes. I said, "I told you we don't feel good about today, but we feel good about tonight."
Whoa! What about mine?
You
had Murray free
No,
throws?
he literally didn't go to the free throw line once.
Oh,
we were 0 for 3. So now we are That's a rough one, guys. Now
It's
we
not
are
great.
8-3 and 1.
It's okay.
Which is fine.
I'm
still.
feeling great about mine today.
Okay, well, at least one of us
Well,
is.
then you're starting.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead,
'Cause
brother.
I'm not.
This feels like the easiest one maybe that's ever happened ever. This is inching towards the category of Keegan Murray half dunk. Keon Ellis, 2.5 blocks and steals. He's been getting like 6 a game here recently.
Mm-hmm.
2.5, 3 should be easy. Let's see.
What
They
did he
have
have
his last
yesterday?
5. His last 5 games, he's had 3 against Milwaukee, 3 combined blocks and steals. Against the Lakers, he had 4. Against the Knicks, he had 3. Against Memphis, he had 6. And then last night, he had 5. So he's averaging 4.2
I like
in
that.
his last 5, and the number is only at 3. He is, or 2.5. He's gotten 3 every single one of his last 5 games. So I'm going Keon Ellis. You can lock it.
Okay,
Blocks
we'll
plus
go
steals
ahead.
over 2.5.
We'll lock that.
Okay.
That's
All
easy.
right, Nate, how you feeling? You want me to go or you?
I'm hating the lineup today, so I think you can go.
It's finally back, and I'm taking it immediately. Take it before it goes away. Harrison Barnes, 1.5 3-pointers made.
Hey.
No Kevin Huerter. I
Hey.
know he had. What did he have yesterday, Harrison Barnes? Harrison Barnes had 3 threes last night.
Dude, Keon is all over this board.
He is.
He is.
He's got another good one, too. He's got a devil at 1.5 threes that I'm also looking at.
I like that too. I do like that.
Nate?
Yeah, all right. I'm going to
Also
try
your
again
corner.
with Keegan Murray. I don't love it. But I'm going to do it. 1.5 3 points made. So I just need 2 threes from
See,
Keegan.
that-
I know.
that should be easy.
It should be easy, and that's
crazy.
I know. I want it. I'm still not comfortable, though. You guys aren't either. Are you?
I feel great
know.
about that.
Really? You like the
feels
over?
safe because you know he's going to take He's going to take.
He's
them.
going to take he took 5 yesterday and didn't make 1. So if he makes 1, he'll probably take at least 6 or 7.
He's going
Yeah.
to take them.
Otherwise,
need to
coach is
hit
going to
2,
scream
dude.
at him.
He's the best 3-point shooting player on the team, and he's been very cold. You
Yeah.
just need 2.
Is this the get right game, though? That's the question. It's just another bad team they're playing, injured.
Well, that's what it is with Harrison Barnes. Harrison tends to go on heaters. He had 3 last night. You think he keeps it going, or is that the Harrison Barnes random game?
Why would he just, if they're beating him? My fear is that if they're doing what they did last night, why would Keegan be chucking up threes? You know
He
what I
doesn't
mean?
have to chuck him up. He just has to make 2 of 5.
I know, but that's kind of asking a lot.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not at
All
all.
right, I'm ready. All right, I like that you're trying to hype me up here. So can we lock in our favorite from these 3?
We're locked.
Which one do you want, though?
I
Chris
kind of
wanted
like
to
yours.
lock
No,
in
I kind of like
Keon.
Nate's.
We were liking Keon, though. What was yours again, Alan?
Mine
His
was
is
Harrison.
HB.
Oh, yeah.
Same
1.5
number as
threes,
you.
yeah.
Huh.
I like Nate's. It's up to you.
Nate.
All right,
Alan,
lock-
it's Alan's birthday.
No.
Alan's
no,
picking.
no. Don't
Alan's
do this
picking the
to me.
lock.
Yeah, it's Nate.
Okay, if Alan wants to, it's his birthday, and he wants to take me, we'll take me.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, gotcha.
Keegan
Locked
Murray,
in, and now
1.5 threes.
we move on to the best segment of the week.
That's
essentially.
That's right. That's right.
Great transition, DJ Bedhead.
I don't mind that one, honestly.
Time to get your dogs in.
I feel good about our dogs from yesterday. Alan had Davion. He had 8 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. I had Duarte. Duarte had a 14-point game, hit both of his threes. Nate had Keon. We've talked about Keon all day. Keon had 4 steals, had a couple threes as well. I think we swept our dog segment yesterday.
Well,
Yeah, I mean that's
a good consolation.
it's subjective.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's subjective. so.
Exactly. So tonight,
Oh man, yeah. It's just another. It's almost the same situation
Run
as
it
last
back.
night.
somebody's
we
going
had
to take the Keegan bounce back.
somebody has to.
Somebody is probably going to, because if you don't, it's going to be me. I'm taking Keegan as my dog
There we
tonight.
go.
Okay.
Look. You know, he played in the Big Ten. March Madness is starting. Little bit of emphasis on
There
that,
you go.
right?
Sure.
Feeling good about it. Oh man, he's getting some confidence going. I'm taking Keegan.
All right. Someone mentioned back to back. I think it was Chris.
Yep.
Just run it back.
Yeah.
Why not? He's the star of America right now. America's sweetheart, Keon Ellis. Everyone's talking about him nonstop. You got your guy Anthony Slater coming on the show, just laying it down, talking about. Oh, he was talking about Malik Monk, so maybe But everyone's talking about Keon too. So there's plenty of Keon Ellis.
Keon definitely leads the league in articles written about him right now, for sure. I mean, I'm seeing Dan Devine had something on him. I'm seeing there was another article that was just written on him by Jackson Frank.
The timing just couldn't be better with him too. Yeah. It's just that perfect. I mean, it's kind of talk about it more in the NFL, but like those last couple weeks hitting your stride, going into the playoffs, and just it's just the whole team, and I feel like a lot of that is coming from Keon, not Mason Jones.
Absolutely. Just had to sneak that one in. Mason Jones not on the trip even. Mason Jones would have gotten some PT yesterday also. He definitely would have, and would have been nice to see Mason Jones get some time. But nonetheless, we got to see some of the other rookies get some time. Let's go with you took Keegan. You know what? Let's just We'll joint this. I'm gonna go with Keegan as well. Is that okay? Can I do that?
We're really willing this.
Yes, we're gonna will this to happen. The Keegan Murray comeback is going to be
Kings
tonight.
need it.
They need it. They need it desperately, and he needs it. And he's also shot poorly enough here recently to where I'd like to think the law of averages are going to swing back in Keegan's favor here at some point.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
The K's, Keegan and Keon going to ball out.
That's right.
One more before we get to crosstalk. This is from the 757. Hello, gentlemen. You are doing a fabulous job keeping us on top of what matters in sports. Dear Alan, this is your auntie Ophelia wishing you the happiest of birthdays. May it be the best ever and not half as good as those many, many more to come. Wishing you good the rest of the way. Much love and blessings. Thank you, Auntie Ophelia. When we return, we will have crosstalk with Whitey Gleason, and there's a surprise today that you are not going to want to miss, and Whitey will tell you what that surprise is, and so will Chris Watkins when we return. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Gonna tell myself I'm man, no get angry. Two Eddie girls calling them K9. Hey!
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Being Team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
Guys, this month only, Revive Men's Health Sacramento offers qualified patients a free supply of ED medication to kickstart their treatment and enhance intimacy. Book your free T-check, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
Couple more minutes with you. Happy birthday to you, Alan. Thank you, Whitey. Yeah. Happy birthday to you, Alan. And as a birthday gift, I get to hear what everybody has talked so much about leading up to the Wizards and Kings. Whitey, let us know, who will we be listening to you with?
Well, Jay is off today. Kyle Draper is traveling. I think he's actually coming back home today, or he's got Kings travel. He can't be here. So we have a short show today, just till 2:30 when game night tips off. So it's the Whitey and Watkins reunion show.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I meant to tell you about that.
What?
And sorry, there's a lot going on.
That is outstanding.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sounds good.
You've been grinding for 4 hours. You got another half hour.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Easy. Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah. We'll talk about
prime.
Yeah,
he's in the prime of his radio. Well, that'll be outstanding. Right. I will be listening to it on the way home.
Great.
And
I honestly, I texted Chris yesterday and I said, it's fine. I can do it. It's not a big deal. I invited him to do it, but I didn't want him to think. I was like, "Oh, please, I need you to do it." I said it'd be fun, but it's okay if you don't want to do it. He said, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. We're gonna go over everything we got wrong over summer, right?
We're doing our bold predictions.
Yeah, bold predictions again.
Make them even bolder.
Yeah.
And make the font even bigger.
Give you an update on Sasha and HB's relationship.
Yeah,
it's going well.
Yeah,
it's going well.
Yeah. Well. As we talk about,
there's not really anywhere to go from
that.
Yeah,
I always find something. As we talk about things making a return, the G League Ignite will not be making a return. It broke during the break that G League Ignite is no more. They are shutting it down after this season. Shams had it first, of course. And really interesting with March Madness going on, and we have these conversations. How can college basketball, men's college basketball specifically, survive? And I think it's not necessarily about how college basketball will survive from the player's standpoint, but the storylines and what we care about. How many people are actually watching the games versus just, I want to see who won and who's in my bracket. Now, this is what Front Office Sports says. With the rise of NIL and the transfer portal in basketball, the need for the Ignite developmental team was eliminated. If I'm not mistaken, they were making $500K.
Yeah, I think that
which
was
is pennies for these guys compared to the NIL. So time is but a bitter circle, and we go from not being able. It was created because you couldn't get paid in college. Now you can get paid not because of play, but because of your likeness. So now, okay, no need for the G League Ignite.
So who's the greatest player ever to come out of G League Ignite?
Jonathan Kuminga.
I will not say. I will not say.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Book is still out on Jalen Green, is what I would say.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Jalen Green can do it.
All right. So far, yeah, I guess Kuminga would have to be the guy at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. There's a couple guys that are in the Ignite system this year that seem to be pretty well received. I know there's a guy from overseas, Matthias something, and Ron Holland. I've seen him. Those guys look really good, but, I don't think any of the guys really panned out.
Were the Thompson brothers?
So that's
those
where
were overtime elite.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that leads me
Don't get
to
me
what I
started.
was going to bring up. We know it's a copycat league, right? Overtime. If this is all about money, right? And if I guess a lot of the big names have turned down, I know Cooper Flagg is going to be huge with Duke next season. If a lot of these guys have turned down the G League Ignite to make more money, I would imagine Overtime Elite wasn't paying them much more. So my guess is that they're probably next, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're okay getting players that aren't the cream of the crop, because if you're the cream of the crop now, I'm going to go get the bag for the NIL. I'm not going to go to Overtime Elite unless I just really don't want to go to school.
Yeah, or unless you just think, like Marvin Harrison Jr., where it's just like, hey, my talent speaks for itself, and it doesn't matter if I, go to play in, like LaMelo Ball. He played overseas. He played in his dad's league. It doesn't matter. The Thompson twins were the biggest talk of their high school class. They were always going to get taken top 5. So that's really the only case in which it makes sense to kind of go on your own path. But even then, with nowadays, how much money you talk about Cooper Flagg, it's like you can't turn down what you would make at name your favorite school. It would just be so much more than anything else that anybody else could give you.
I also wanted to see, I wanted to add something to what you guys were talking about today.
Yeah.
You were talking about the upcoming TV games. And I think the Tuesday game, the first game against Dallas next week.
Yes.
Tuesday or maybe it's a Wednesday because it's a back-to-back. Anyway, the first Dallas game, I think that's also a TV game on TNT. And I mentioned that because I'm hoping we can make that a big Here We Domas night with the game on national TV. Just, MVP chants every time Domas goes to the foul line, signs, everybody chants, whatever it is to show the rest of the nation, hey, you idiots, you're missing what this guy is doing. It's historic.
It's next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
A great chance to do that.
Yeah, we were talking earlier in the week, it might have been yesterday, about how this Domas streak would be covered if it was Anthony Davis. And it seems like one of the more annoying things to bring up, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
You'd already have the MVP trophy.
Yeah, you would already have the MVP. There'd be graphics up.
Yeah, Chris, there'd be a ticker.
Sports
There'd be a
Center.
ticker.
It'd be ridiculous. It would be absolutely insane. And Domantas Sabonis does it, and it's a nice little cute note.
Yeah.
And you just keep it pushing.
Stats wise, it's overrated, whatever it is. Whitey, did you enter the bracket?
Nope.
Okay, so
No
you're
brackets.
you're not.
You don't
in
do
it.
any
All right.
brackets?
I'm not in the brackets. My wife has one, and she asked me for help.
You
and I
are
said,
literally. Chris is literally.
Yes.
You or Chris is going to be you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
It's gonna
cannot stand it.
I can't stand hearing about other people's bracket. Like, it's one thing if we're in the same bracket group, but like, I just can't stand hearing, oh yeah, I'm actually in third right. Oh, all I need is Illinois to win. And I'm like, dude, that's great.
And
you
then
and 30,000 other people.
I reminded him of another annoyance that he had when I thought I have three brackets everywhere. I thought I had Duquesne, right? And Duquesne was the 12 seed, 11 seed who won.
12,
so they win, and then I say, I knew it. He said, I hate the guy. The 2020 hindsight is 2020
Captain
guy.
Obvious over here.
Before I get out of here.
Hey, did you? I know the guys that are on next. They'll be okay if you're a little late. Did you see the story of the guy that 2019, whatever it was? He filled out a bracket and he got the first 48 games right.
No.
And no one's ever done that before. The NCAA flew him and his son out to one of the regional games, and then after that, he did
right.
The first 40 is mathematically,
incredible.
It's like winning the lottery twice or something. And the funny thing is, in the story, he says when he filled it out, he barely remembered filling it out. He was really sick, and he was taking all this medication, and he's like, I didn't even know I filled out a bracket, and he got the first 48 right.
That is
and
incredible.
He didn't know he did it.
And that's how I do it, man. I was telling Alan earlier, I literally have 2 brackets. One is called the brain and one is called the vibes. One, I do as much research as I can, look at the individual matchups. And then the other one is just Michigan State against Wyoming. Not really a big Wyoming guy. Michigan State. It's literally that simple. And
the mascots.
More times than not, my vibes end up better than my brain.
Oh, yeah. And people use everything. Their dogs to pick and a bunch of stuff. Real quick,
kids,
before I get out of here, just want to read
You want to
some
stick
of
around?
these. I got to get out of here.
got a meeting.
Yeah, I got meetings. I got a lot.
It's a birthday.
Bronny James makes the most from the NIL. I looked up the basketball according to one NIL. Bronny James, $5.9 million.
Woo.
After that, Hansel Emmanuel, $1.2 million. So it does drop. After that, Jared McCain for Duke, $1 million. Number 4, Armando Bacot, $930,000. And then we'll just round out the top 5. Kansas, number 5, Hunter Dickinson, $844,000. So honestly, it's a little bit surprising to me. I mean, $500K, I'm in the top 10. So by the time you get to 10, Robert Dillingham of Kentucky, he's at $700,000. So
that's reported
NIL. But if you're only saying for one, that's true. If you're only saying for 1 year, it's a little surprising that enough top picks said no.
Bit. I mean, it's interesting. It's
That's what we're assuming. Maybe that's not what happened.
Maybe it didn't pencil out. They're not making money off G League Ignite.
Maybe it wasn't them saying no. Maybe it was we're not making money off this for whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or it's
They're
some
also
type
6
of
and 40 this year. G League Ignite. So
no one's going to
great
watch.
Job with that.
Exactly. Well, we know that the 2 are going to do a great job. The Drive guys, Whitey Gleason, and you have, of course, Chris Watkins filling in for Kyle Draper. Thank you for listening to Stiles and Watkins. Hopefully they can get a back-to-back beam tonight, the Kings, as they take on the Wizards. Until tomorrow, secure the bag, light the beam.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options.